yourself. Like there'll be 0 point to this. So, all right, let me get to logging some of these things
All right,
now.
now make sure you click the shared chat thing.
Shared chat.
Start sharing chat.
Oh, I see it now. I'm telling you, this whole layout is so different. It's like a whole new window. Like I did this like a month ago. Like I'm not crazy.
Yep.
The whole layout switched. All right. I think we got the layout right. We'll see. We will see. Shared chat.
Testing. Okay.
Okay. All right.
It's been a while.
Oh, yeah, but I swear these windows have changed.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
It they really have changed. Cause I didn't do this that long ago. My windows are completely different now.
I'm gonna turn down the game audio a little bit.
I don't even think I have game audio on at all right now.
You might need to get
I
your
need to no, I have to get a
yes.
mixer. That's
Yeah.
I know everything. But I had it off because I was watching somebody feed Phil.
Right.
So, and I was logging bugs while I was watching somebody feed Phil. And I love that show. So, you know, the show came first. The show came first. Okay, can we we're not in the same group. I'm
Okay,
gonna
hold on.
invite you now.
Apparently the
What?
check your microphone settings in the Twitch stream thing. Make sure it's on the right
Okay.
microphone.
Hit accept, please. Hmm.
It should be the Yeti.
Says Yeti,
Okay,
default
good.
Yeti.
Mine was not.
Is it not working?
Mine was not set to the right microphone. It was going to my camera microphone.
Okay. All right, are we good?
I
Can
think we're
we
good.
start logging things now? Because
Make
I
sure you
would like
can
to start
loot.
logging. I would like to start logging. Okay. All right. Um, I didn't invite you.
Yep, I'm in.
Why does my health? Oh, so my health is showing this
It
on
should
for me,
update
and
when we
it's not.
start attacking here.
I need to bring my. I'm just gonna like lower this right here and bring my Discord up because
Yeah.
I am I am logging bugs.
Yep.
I need to be like I need another monitor. I feel like this is not enough.
Oh, I know.
I feel like my monitor is just not enough. Like I have things I have to add.
Yeah.
It's messing with that. Okay. Um do you know if it's cooler outside now? So we can open a window?
Yeah, I'm sure it's getting pretty cool.
Because I know it's like 100 degrees today. So where was that?
Oh yes.
It says it's 75. Yes, that would be great
I can already
because
feel the chill coming through.
oh, thank God. I have like two fans on me right now.
All right, we're finally settled. I think we
Yeah,
got
we'll
this
see.
down.
Okay, can we wait? Are you okay? For a second, I thought you were just fighting something.
If anyone could let us know if the volume and stuff is coming through okay, and there's not like
Yeah.
double. We sit right beside each other, so sometimes there's double. Um,
I think it's fine.
double stuff coming through that we might not be able
I
to
don't
hear.
think the desktop is picking you up though.
The desktop, like
Look,
what?
so when you talk, it's not picking you up. Like
Oh.
I don't know why I don't hear
Let
you through
me
my
see. Did I
headset.
mute?
Like why don't I hear you through my headset? Maybe that's the problem. Hold on. I love this. It's my favorite.
Oh, we got a follow or something.
Okay.
Oh, it's Tabby.
Huh?
Tabby just followed me.
Oh, hi Tabby. Okay,
you put? Can you hear anything in your headset right now?
Okay, so my speakers are on the wrong thing. Hold on. Is it this thing? Can you talk, Chris?
Tell us, talk.
Now I
There we
can
go.
hear
Yeah.
you. Yay. Hi there, Tabby. How are you? I just saw your tech. I just saw your chat there. Sorry, my windows are gone crazy, and I'm trying to like also make sure that I can record bugs that I have here, and trying to make sure I have that open so I can record those things. But oh goodness, how have things been for you? I saw Molly had gotten married a couple years ago and thought that was kind of cool. Um, so you have the same bandit issue right there over there, right?
What's that?
Bandit over there that I can't move.
Okay, I think I got him through a poll, but um,
Oh, you did get him through pull. I
yeah,
wasn't able to pull.
yeah. Luckily, the warrior has that pull ability that gets him out of these stuck spots.
I see. I think I might still put on.
Level
I wish I
3.
could. I seriously wish I could just run K-pop on right now. Oh, like all I want to listen to. Um, yeah, that's like it. Yeah, it's like I keep listening to it and listening to it and listening to it, and it's just better every time. Can't. It's very nice. Did I just make? Oh, you're about to die. Hold on. I don't have my. I'm not on the mage right now. I can't blink to sucrose and let you live.
I had it. Never fails. Okay, never fails.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. I think I have everything now, and I'm hoping Discord's up. There we go. All right. I will get my windows straight for next one for sure. Mm. We had a crazy move here, so
Two crazy moves.
yes, two crazy moves in a year and a half. It's been a pain in the ass. I'm gonna just mez the left one because
Okay,
it's gonna come.
I'm gonna back up.
Yeah. I forgot to get myself with the clarity buff, but I did get you with a haste.
Perfect.
I feel like it's the cooldown is too low for me to efficiently haste my pet accordingly.
Yeah, we shouldn't even really have a cooldown on the haste. I don't think, right?
What?
Is
I can barely hear you. You're talking way too low.
is there an actual cooldown on the haste spell?
No, no, I mean my weapons buff. It's just
Mm,
it's too much. I feel like when we start snapping our tools more, like there's still we haven't worked on them yet, and
yep.
we need to. And when those feel more fluent for me, I think it'll be fine, maybe.
Yeah.
But I want more fluent movement on them. They're not like as clean as I want them to be.
For
I
what?
already
The
put that.
animations or
No, just everything
yeah.
like this. Watch, like watch. Oh, I can't do it because I don't have a target. Here we go. Like everything is clunky for me, not as smooth as I
Right.
want it to be.
Yeah.
It's and I know it's because we haven't touched them.
Yeah.
I am
Absolutely.
well aware of these things.
Yep.
I just am putting it into the so-called pile of
Hmm.
I have UI that we have to fix first.
Yeah. No, it's
Make
getting
it
to
cleaner,
a fun point
sharper.
where we are getting to that stage where our vertical slice is
You're
completely done.
so low on my end. I need to like see if I can
I don't know if
I can
it's a volume thing in
that's what I'm gonna
the
check.
stream thing.
I'm totally gonna check because I
I think I
feel
had to
like
put mine up too. It's the
is it this part?
that part. I think
It
I'm all the way up. Wow.
you're freaking all the way up, dude. I just like I can barely hear you. Unbelievable to me. Um,
Maybe it's is it like a volume
mm,
setting for Twitch or like Chrome or Brave or whatever?
I don't know at this point. I am looking. I just feel like you're coming through like microscopically to where I can't even hear
Let me
you.
see if I can do anything on my end to.
Like even when I have this muted, I can barely hear you.
Okay, I'll
Like
here.
that's nuts. That's nuts to me
Is that better?
that you're that low.
How about now?
Keep going.
Keep going. How about now?
That's better.
Better? Boost my gain a little.
I'm gonna try and see if I can try again.
How about now?
A little better. Yeah, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh, I didn't even get the quests. We can come back for them.
no. Yeah, definitely on the next thing here. I'm gonna pixel my windows again. I don't like how they're set at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
went for the wrong thing.
this one's almost dead.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I wanna fix some of those options there. I feel like there's just I want more snappiness when it comes to my tabs.
Hmm.
I want um I just want a little
More polish.
more
Right.
I want more polish. I just have standards. We have standards, Chris.
Hmm.
Just at this part of life
Yes.
that we focus. Oh, there's an element behind this. Careful. It's level like level 5.
Yeah, we do not want that right now.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying careful. It's going to beat us.
Let's just charge this guy and pull him over.
Yep. I'm just grabbing a sucrose tree first. Um, yeah, I think that's the next part. And then I wanna
Really, all we need for a full vertical slice is that next like dungeon zone.
here once again. I can barely hear you again.
That's so weird.
It's so
It's
frustrating.
coming straight through my audio thing on my OBS is showing it's
It's
fine.
like you're completely whispering,
Um,
and I can't hear you. You're level 1. I just don't understand this.
let's go back. Kill some other stuff.
do it, but I just want those kind of balanced mentalities maybe.
Hmm.
Like when you're a single, I think if you're doing like single player mentality, I do want to try to push maybe things have lower experience, but like overall hit points, I mean, and that the experience is better because you can just,
Yeah.
kill more frequently. But in groups,
Yeah.
that's not the case. So, because I feel like when I was single playing, it was um, like I was watching like somebody feed Phil, and I had a hard time getting to level two.
Yeah.
Even though I've done it plenty of times, it's just we've been like mixing it up every patch here. So this
Yeah. And it's
last
one of those
couple
things
months
that
have
like
been a
it's
little
not
different.
expected. I don't think players ever expect the low levels like this to be this slow. Like you can start to slow down after like level 8, 10, that type of thing.
Right.
But
I mean that's how EverQuest was too.
yeah, so
I mean by yourself it's
it's
harder,
clearly
clearly, but
too
you know
slow
what I
right
mean.
now.
Like
Yeah.
before it got like there was like hell levels. Remember?
Yeah.
They're called hell levels.
But it definitely shouldn't take like 50 kills to get level 2, which is it's definitely too much.
Yep. If you grab that, I will stun it when it comes in. Hit pet on it,
I'm using
and
my
then grab this
damage
trophy.
reduction.
Hmm. But
There's a Mr. Cone there.
overall, I'm just like I'm really wanting to. I can't wait to try the boss. Honestly,
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to actually playing against the boss.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun to see.
So
I can't wait for
some
people to
point
actually.
when we have some of these bugs here, I would like to have a character that we up in level
Hmm.
so we can actually go fight it.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do need to go back and get the
I
quests.
was on earlier. Everything went fine. I was not able to make duplicate names, and it was saving my progress. I am not able to try multi-logging.
That's the whole thing where I put in the patch notes that I did preventions for um, trying to have two accounts playing, right? Because I can very easily um, create dupes, right? If you have two different accounts logging the same character, you're gonna get people duping stuff pretty much.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do basically it saves your what active player you're playing right now, and if you have an active player on, it won't let you so-called log in with another one.
I've already completed these. Yeah,
Look at
I've already
you,
completed
huh?
these. Well,
Look
I've
at you.
been on for a while. I've been on for a while. That's why. Well, if you ever want to jump in and play with us, we're actually planning to. I think soon we're gonna like obviously play with the group and try to get some more levels. But I'm thinking we might have a process where we do actually push people up. See, they said they can barely hear you too. See, it's
That's
not
so
just.
weird.
See, it's like I told you. I was telling him I could barely hear it, and I just thought maybe it was my end,
Let me see
you
one
know.
second.
And it's totally not. Yeah, and I have you on max. Did you? Oh, it's right here. Can I give it to you? Can I can I get it to you? Yeah, it's on a different window. That's why it's like let me give it to you. Do you want to like push that up? See if that helps. Okay, maybe this helps. Your stream seemed quiet in general. He said.
Go back to OBS maybe. Okay, go to. Well, it's the
I have
volume's
to
all
sit
the way up.
max. Look, it's
Like
all
what
the
the
way
heck?
up. Look.
I don't know if
Oh
it's
shoot.
better now.
Oh
It's all
And like
maxed.
my mic is like right here. You know. So
Oh, go to your maybe
where?
the desktop audio. Maybe that's what we're missing.
Okay, let me make sure this is really low. Making sure. Well, I'm making sure this is low. Oh, that's not the right one. It's what is the right one? I'm just making sure this is really low. Okay, right here. Yeah. Okay. How are you? Okay, talk in here and see if you can hear him. Okay.
How about now?
I was hoping we could get this fixed. I am hoping that you can hear him
Hopefully this
okay.
is a little better. Okay, good.
Yay! Okay, so what we're planning to do is I'm planning to get obviously some more levels here, but I was thinking we actually put a new section in here for a little while. Um, and it's an actual dragon boss that is in basically technically in the field of domain. It is right over there where my mouse is. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse. Yeah, you can see my mouse. It's past there, but it's under, and so I'm hoping that we can increase our levels. So if you actually want to join us at some point, um, we are going to probably like bump people's levels up. We can do that on the server side, and we can like basically auto like level you higher,
Oh,
so
Tifa's
that
up. Hold on.
so we can I'll finish this here, Chris. I got it. And we're gonna actually try to actually do that boss together. And I thought that'd be really fun. It's a dragon. I wish I could show you at the moment. I'm not on my mage, that I can't just like blink into there and cause mischief. Um, oh, you did? Oh, in Discord, there's like patch notes. Did you put it in there? Let me see. I'm kind of like currently doing patch notes at the moment, where I'm like kind of just issuing for this June which ones I'm finding at the moment. Um, and let's see if you put it in there. Where did you put it? It's patch notes up top in the Discord. Oh yeah, here is the area right now. He's in here, and so I want to actually get like a couple people. Okay, well, I think we're still gonna like let it live tomorrow. Like we mentioned, I told him like, why don't we do it for a couple days? So, because everybody has different things that they do on the weekend. I know I had a lot to do today, so I wasn't planning on having that to do. And then we stayed up super late trying to get all the bugs in to make sure that people that could play earlier could. And so we didn't even go to sleep till like, I don't know, 7 in the morning. I didn't go to sleep till 7 in the morning today. And so, yeah, it's been a bit of a upside down kind of time zone. Yeah, yeah. So it was just like how like you when you decide to like package something and then all of a sudden something just either the box wasn't selected or why isn't this working, blah blah blah, but it was working before, and then you realize, oh crap, how did this box get checked that wasn't supposed to be checked, or unchecked when it was supposed to be checked. It was just like, so then every package, it just takes a little bit more time, and then yeah. Blech. So yeah, we're but it was good after. Just took longer than we expected. Um, but that's okay. And that's pretty much yeah, and we haven't been able to stream for 30 days because I unfortunately we had to like move again, and moving houses is not an easy task. So we're finally settled. So you're gonna see us more because we're gonna be constantly on here, always pushing out bugs and stuff, and then we obviously put the server up for a certain amount of time. I want to try to make it at least like a 3-day patch, a 3D kind of like testing process. just because we have a lot of people that are over in like Japan that we know, and global mentalities. So it's always good to think about time zones like that. But that's kind of like the goal, at least. But yeah, we're definitely going to be probably boosting our levels up here at some point. And but I wanted to get some patches in, note patches in for some of the changes we want to make now that we've moved. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm pretty sure we do. Like last time we had at least around like, 15 or so people. So, and that was without any notice in the process, which is why I was trying to get this notice, but he was actually working for a stealth um a stealth studio as well, and he was kind of like helping them finish some stuff. And so they decided to go and cancel a project after, but he was working on that for like 4 months while we moved, while we were working on this. So, but that we're so used to that. We're so used to that. It's not like a, well, not the move part, but the other part, the other part, working a day job. We do those. So, but at least now I can actually stream more often. Um, yeah, we even had we were actually on the Unreal Online stream right before our move too. That was another hassle. So we needed to make sure to prep for that and make sure that everything for the last testing was ready while we were in the process of hearing like, oh hey, we have like 60 days to move because the people sold the house. So we had to like not only look for a place, like make sure everything was good, and then we had to worry about the online stream, and which was really fun. I love hanging out with Tina and Dan. Dan's the guy behind the scenes. Um, he's a great guy. He sometimes is on the stream every once in a while, but yeah, so that was really fun to hang out with them again. Um, but yeah, it was just like a lot of things all at once. It just felt like, and I don't know if my ADHD was just like, oh, information overload, crash, burn. But yeah, that's kind of how it felt. And then let alone what's happening in the world. Let's not add that, no, no. Hmm. So, you know, yes. It was like, and I'm the type of person that we're very patient people. Um, we've learned a lot of patience from our kiddo with like extreme autism. She's nonverbal and still in diapers at like 13, and she's very smart. It just some things come really difficult for her, and so it was more that mentality of where she's taught us a lot of patience. So it was just too much. If you get my drift, it was just so much going on all at the same time in pretty much a span of maybe like 60 or 80 days, like 3 straight months of just like chaos.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, now we can start actually relaxing, then we don't have to move. Yay.
Ooh, a
So
sword.
that's off the list. I have to get a sucrose tree because I'm lows.
Alright, so I need to check my quest. I finally hit level 2. Find Weldon we can't do. I need to craft the sword and kill orcs. But yeah, it's been so crazy. Um, I'm sure she mentioned that it's working for a startup and they scaled down. And so,
Oh, I told about like the stealth studio.
mm,
I told about like our online stream that we went on for Unreal Engine,
yep.
while getting a notice that we had like 60 days to move and trying to
Hmm.
find a place to move. Then we had to like move on our own too. So we don't have any family in the area, which sucks too. So that really made it more difficult. Um, it sucks when you don't have like people to call in troops for,
Yeah. It was a very sudden move.
Yes, it was super sudden.
But I was super happy. Like we only really started to get back work on Tearyn in the last month ish, maybe through the last 3 weeks, and I was able to basically fully figure out like save and load and persistency. Especially
While
with
in the process of
yeah,
save and load persistency. So yeah, that's I forgot to add that one too, which is a big task as well.
yeah,
So we are very used to being busy people. We just keep a smile on our face and we're like, it's okay. We're good. We're fine. We're gonna do this. We've got this. Keep going.
and yeah, how it all worked out, and like right now we're using PlayFab, and uh, it was I was really curious how I'd be able to get it all to work, and because I was thinking I might need like an outsourced, MySQL or MySQL or whatever NoSQL server, something like that to get the persistency going. But PlayFab has these title data
Do you
things.
need shoulders, by the way?
I think I do, yeah.
Or yeah, I have like a lot of stuff. I can just
Okay.
kind of drop a whole bunch of stuff for you.
I need the shoulders. I need a helmet.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just dropping
Yeah,
a whole bunch of things for
need the
you.
boots, pants, boots, shoulders. I'm getting twinked out here. Look at this.
I told you I've been
Yeah.
on for a while.
Braces. We got a full set of loot. Look at this.
There you go.
Shield of tank hood. That's better than a healing shield.
And then you,
Hammer I think is about the same as
yeah, that's the hammer.
2 damage.
And then you don't need boots or anything, right?
Yeah, I think the only thing I need is a belt.
Aha. Oh, you can take mine. Here. You always forget to loot.
Okay.
You always
I
forget to
am
loot.
fully equipped.
You always forget. I have to repaint these as well, so I have to draw these and repaint them. For the UI as well. That's another on my task. I did have fun though, making one piece. Let me see, because I'm kind of like an advocate. I don't know where my iPad went. Did I
Oh,
bring
it's
it?
in the corner over here. We get it.
Um, I like to so my favorite Pokemon. I'm not sure if you have a favorite Pokemon, but my favorite Pokemon is Psyduck. So I decided to. That was my comforting phase of being able to draw some Psyduck. And right now I'm doing like things for a Hobbit area, so kind of like Lord of the Rings style of things. But um, this is my current piece I made. Little Psyduck, my little Psyduck. I love Psyduck. He's like my inner Pokemon. When you say, Chris?
Yes, absolutely.
Psyduck is definitely my Pokemon. He's like inside and out of me, man. I can't deny that Psyduck is definitely me.
Rhyhorn. I don't even know what my favorite Pokemon is. I've come to love Mr. Mime from the movie, and then I actually got Pokemon Master ranked in Pokemon Unite. It was it, and it was all because of Mr. Mime. So Mr. Mime's growing on me.
And he actually, we have like an actual. Oh, we got him a. Oh, I don't know if you can see it in my window. Dang it! Your little mime guy. Your Mr. Mime guy.
Mhm.
Right over there.
Yeah, Mr. Mime.
Your
Mhm.
Mr. Mime.
My quilted Mr. Mime.
It's a crochet. It's
Crocheted.
not quilted. It's a crocheted.
That thing that strings fabric together. That thing.
But yeah, this is my little drawing, which I think is cute. I love Psyduck. I can't help it. He's my serenity, my peace, my zen.
Oh, did you finish your things?
Did you finish your crackers,
You can
Chris?
come give us some. We'll take a bite.
I like crackers.
Ooh, crispy.
These are baked. Paris baked them. Mm,
Not
very
bad.
good.
I still think you forgot to salt them when they were. Yeah. Yep.
You have to use the flaky salt
Hmm.
before you put it in the oven. Not bad. Not too shabby.
Better than last time. Improved.
Yeah, she made. It's all from scratch. She decided to make them in the food processor. Ooh. Oh, wait. I'm gonna grab one more. There you go.
Not bad, Aaron. Not bad at all.
So, she likes to bake. I'm not sure. Gonna be 11-year-old. Eris. Yes, after Final Fantasy VII. Do you have a breastplate?
Yep.
I kind of lost you.
Or I should say, I have a
Oh, I see you
cloth
now.
breastplate. I think there's a. Uh,
I think there's a chain or no. This is a nothingness. This is a silking.
I may have forgotten to update the loot to include the other.
Yeah, I just have a
Check
silk one.
on nothingness for plate and leather.
Yeah, add that to the bug list.
Because I just went through adding
Oh,
those.
for talented baker. She gets it from Christopher, MainStark over
Hmm.
here. He makes those like crazy yummy like French macarons. I'm not sure if you know those cookies, like the cream in the middle.
Team has one.
Mm, yeah, I got it. Yeah, they are hard to get right, and he like weirdly is so good at them. I call it an engineer thing.
Yeah. I also
He's like
had. I
precise
did also
down to
have
the
a. I found like just one of those random bloggers, and they had a whole um, breakdown of how they go wrong and everything, and that helped a lot. Because it is. It's like it is such a simple
so hard.
recipe to do. There's not that many ingredients, but there's very specific like sciencey stages and techniques to get right. You
Yeah.
also have to be very patient. There's like a bunch of times where you have to let it rest and sit and aerate and have the feet kind of develop when they're not cooked.
Yeah, what's crazy like when he does the white part, the what is it called? The
The egg whites,
egg,
yeah,
and when he like I guess like whips them like in with like hand whips within the actual almond flour in it. He has to whip it like a certain amount of time and then let it sit and then whip it again and then like make sure that it's at a certain consistency. Otherwise, that's when they'll fall flat or that's when they'll get that like bumpiness on the top and they want like that perfect silk like shiny top, that crisps and that's what the process is and he just like he found this place finally that like he knew exactly what to do, what to look for,
yeah,
and makes them so good. Yeah, he's I'm lucky enough to have a Mr. Baker over here because I have celiac disease which sucks so much and I'm like super allergic to gluten and he's awesome so he allows me to actually like eat things.
yep,
So I don't know why. Because like for a long time, like I still like it's only been like 2.5 years, almost three, that I found out, and it was like drowning me in like inflammation, and I didn't even know. And of course, they didn't like test me, even though I kept telling them I had those issues. They never tested me, and then finally they were like, "Oh, we have to go around and test for stuff like this." And sure enough, boom, there it was. Like, wow, you are like super allergic. I'm like, that would have been nice. And I'm like, when did I get that? They're like, oh, when you were born. You got it when you were born. I'm
hmm
like, oh.
So nice of you to just tell me now. Hold on,
I'm
I'm
glad
chopping
I.
wood. Hold on.
Oh, I already. Oh yeah, you're doing a little sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that already. Yeah. So slowly the inflammation is coming down, but um, occasionally it sneaks up because like gluten is in everything, man. Like you start to find out like it's in detergent, it's in a lot of toothpastes, it's in like everything. You never would expect. It's in sprinkles. Like
Hmm.
it's in sprinkles. Like why? Oh, Chris, did you see the link I sent? I actually sent him this link. This YouTuber that this Instagrammer, she's a celiac as well, and literally people are making wheat cups, like
Wheat cups.
wheat
What?
cups. She goes, I never thought I'd have to literally be afraid of drinking out of a cup.
That's
Like,
wild.
oh, no problem. No problem.
I need help on this. Or
Yep,
a
I'm
healer thing.
coming. The problem is you went for a sucrose tree that I can't get to, so I'm gonna
Just kill it.
here. I'm going. Oh no! Oh no! I should get you here.
I'm resting.
Got you. Yeah. So it's just like I don't know. I wasn't having. I didn't know I'd have to worry about that. Um, definitely didn't know I'd have to worry about that. Apparently I do. So apparently it's even in
Basically, in
those
human
those
culture,
laws too.
air is gluten. You know.
They love it. They love to use it for everything.
Yeah.
Hmm. So it kind of made sense why like I was always in love with like vegetables, but like I was always one of those people that like loved salads, and he'd always be like, "Man, you eat like a rabbit." But yet I would feel like I ate like a Thanksgiving dinner, and I never understood why. I felt like horrible,
Yeah.
and it's because basically cross contamination's a thing. So even though I didn't eat the crouton was probably on my lettuce, and like the crumbs were there, so I just got hit with it anyways. It's like, oh, so I didn't even know. Like some dressings have it too. So as a thickener, even though they can use like corn syrup, which is actually like I mean not corn syrup, but corn. What is it? Corn powder, right? Cornstarch. That's
Cornstarch.
right.
Yeah.
And cornstarch, like nobody's really
Oh,
allergic to it.
he's done this. He's hitting hard.
Yep. Ooh, he's like hitting you really hard. I forgot that
I
you're
have
so
a I have a
low.
health pot. I can use that if I.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because I
Yeah.
can't get to the sucrose tree.
Yeah.
Like, we need to go for that
Yeah.
next, because I can't get to
The
those.
level fives are hitting very hard.
Oh, you're level
Yeah.
two. I told you like the XP
Yeah.
isn't enough for at least how much we can
Hmm.
travel through. As a
Yeah.
team. Obviously, if we had more people, this would be so much easier.
Yeah.
And if we had a healer, which we don't have a healer, so we have to rely on sucrose trees to heal us and resting. Okay. Hmm. Do you want to go on? Okay.
This one. Level three.
Okay. This one it is. Yes, we do. That's true. That is true. Keeping the pace up. I like we do have and to be honest, like technically the only nice thing I do like about this mentality of how at least the fight is I do enjoy that it is more challenging and it's not just a tank and spank. Uh, we really do have to watch ourselves. Oh, you want to take that one? I'll miss the bearded warrior. Because things do hurt so badly. It is something that we have to.
We do want you to have a bit of fear. Now there's repops. Careful now. The bottom right there.
Yeah, I shouldn't get attacked by this at all. I'm trying to use the cooldown of the sucrose tree, but apparently I did not.
Got aggro. Your mess fell off. Oh, we got
Yep, I
repops
know.
over here too. Got an ad.
you take that one?
It's a level
Stun it.
5 too.
Take it. I'm gonna mez him again because he resisted my mez. Yeah, I just wanted to use that pop because of cooldowns. We're gonna this is gonna be challenging, Chris. Like right now, I
Yeah.
don't have another sucrose tree to get you to, and I don't have a. I'm
I'm
not
gonna
on any
kite
mage.
a little bit.
We can mez him if
Mez
you
him.
want.
Just mez him.
Hold on. He's mezzed.
I'm resting. I'm resting.
Okay, resting. All right.
Get the other one mezzed.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, here's sucrose tree back. So,
Let me get full.
yep. I'm just saying it's back
Yeah.
up.
All right.
I try to use the cooldowns of those things as
All
much
right.
as possible.
Mez broke.
Yep, I know. Oh, come on, pet. Why did he follow that? I didn't send it to him. We gotta do that where the pet just like, because I got aggro on me, it came for the thing and then it
Oh yeah.
tried to break my mez. Alright, I stunned it. I'm gonna sucrose loot. Changers are so powerful. I cannot believe that this class hasn't come back.
I don't
I
know.
think it's a CC king. Like this thing is a crowd control king. Um,
Get it one sec.
go. Sucrose tree should be up soon.
I should have
This
aggro
thing's
here
gonna.
in a second. There we go.
Yeah, I'm trying to memory wipe it.
Yeah, we really want to
Make
bring
sure to.
back this like good support classes and um, just enchanters in
Like I.
general, and just again like breaking the Trinity mold of just tank, healer, DPS, and
Yeah.
having a lot of other roles that are fun to play.
Sucrose tree going.
I'm gonna get this repop.
We just really wanted to be able to actually have crowd controllers feel the power, feel that importance of being a good controller of monsters. And I think that's something that isn't, it's very valued when it's used, but nobody
Yep.
has been really
Like you see
creating
in
those classes.
I still play League of Legends and climb there, and boy, can you
Let's go back
feel
here.
when a good support knows what they're
Let's go
doing.
back here for the sucrose trees. Can we clear these guys?
Mhm. Let me
I'm
heal.
gonna
Hold on.
mez. Oh, oh, oh.
Um, Supports can carry so hard in League with a good one, and um, how they work. I'm a jungler, and so how they work with junglers, it can just dramatically change the game when a support class knows what they're doing. Um,
Yeah.
and like you just see these MMOs just completely like basically everyone gets everything. Like we hate the new world design of um, just
That's nice.
everyone's kind of like there is no such there's barely even a healer in some ways. Like everyone's got health pots that are on 30-second cooldowns, and you know, it almost becomes like this cat and mouse game of just running around and you just wait for your cooldown pot to go off, and just it's really weird. And so we want a class to feel very very distinct to um,
Yes.
what you're playing. And yeah, you're a tank. You're not going to get healing abilities, right? So um, because you're not a healer, you're a tank. And so you're going to be crowd control focused and damage mitigation for the team. And there's just class design in so many MMOs right now are just all of, like you get everything. Every class gets everything. You get healing. Um,
Do you want to rest?
yeah,
Do you want this ring?
I'm fully geared, and just it feels like there's lack of design, lack of class identity in games.
slot for supporters. Yeah, like that's like it's funny because a lot of people thought like, oh, that they just added that six slot, but like EverQuest, it started with six, and I feel like six is really important. Where five felt too little. When I went to WoW, like I felt that like six slot dissipating, and I was like, ooh, this is not cool. Like this is not what a six party would feel like. You'd feel a much like more balance. Yeah, mine too. That's what we
Yeah.
have it as the six. Because
Yep.
I feel like it's my favorite too. And like I said, I did grow up on EverQuest. I mean, I was, you know, in high school, I think, or
Is the right one.
just starting high school, whatever. But when I played my brother's account, I'm gonna mez the right one, and my brother's like 10 years older than me, so he eventually got my first account for me when Kunart came out, but I would just play his character during P99, and I just kind of like I really fell in love with the game, except for like some of the issues that I didn't love about it. Like I didn't really love the fact that you died and you had to run back to your corpse. But I also understand that it was important to remind players to not just be a Leroy Jenkins, in World of Warcraft, and not just like don't care if you wipe an entire raid. Like that's something that did matter. Like you got kicked out of guilds for that stuff. It wasn't funny. And so as I'm all for a joke, but it wasn't really funny. And so it taught people kind of just goof around too much, um and it didn't really teach players to play a little more safe and to play cautiously and use their brain to really play. So, oh, I think I got that quest real quick. I did that one.
Let me know if you see ore.
I think we have to turn it back in before we do spiders, don't we?
Um,
I forgot.
I don't think we have any quests for spiders, so I think we're mostly done.
We need the silk, I thought. No?
The silk, we can get silk for you, technically. You can craft some loot with that, but we don't have to go back. We can kill them
All right,
for a little while
let's do
there.
that. It can take young players a while to learn the proper place and time for goofing off. I know exactly, and even like, I mean, I hate to say it, but like, let's be honest. I think we've all had like the rogue in our guild that just like constantly caused trouble, or the hunter that just like sent their pent in when it wasn't time. We think we've all had that guy in our guild before, and there wasn't a lot of room
There's
for
spider
those.
silk.
Yeah, I'm gonna yeah, I messed the left one. And I guess to me, like I'm all for goofing off and all those types of things. It's just there was a proper time when to do that, and WoW kind of just taught you that if you died, you just needed to ghost back. And I'm all for not over making a game your job, but I do think it's important to teach players that a penalty is harsh enough a little bit to remind them maybe to like look around them,
Yeah.
and not just pull whatever they see right in front of them, and to kind of keep in mind like, hey, like something around here might
Oh,
kill me. I have
speaking of
Yeah,
things
I've
that
got a sucrose.
things that
I'm
might kill me.
Yeah, I got you.
And also, like when you have to be careful about what you're doing, that starts to bring in having to communicate with your team, and
Yeah.
that means you're socializing more. And if everything's easy to do, there's no reason to socialize.
Oh, these hit you hard.
Yeah, they're
Because I like did two sucrose trees and like look at you.
yeah. What if they're putting a
We tend to
disease
work
buff on
together.
me, right?
Yeah, I don't have one of those. I just feel like if players want to be able to actually uh, try hard, have a try hard moment and enjoy being a little challenge, being challenged, without having it be a job, I think that's very important, to making a good game. And that's, like I liked WoW a lot, but I also, it was very weird coming from EverQuest and just kind of feeling like, wow, this game is actually really
Yeah.
easy to play.
I
Um,
actually, my first WoW character, I pretty much leveled to 60 as a prot troll warrior grinding monsters. That's how I leveled in WoW my first time around. Because I was just an EverQuest player. I'm like, and this is a time where like if you're doing quests that you had to look up everything, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna grind some monsters for a while, and you know, try and
everybody's
do
using
that.
ThoughtBot. Everybody's using ThoughtBot. You need to actually. Oh yeah, I guess there's a super issue over here. Let's use this.
Yeah, the South Park method. Yeah, only boars.
That was the one thing I really loved about WoW is that WoW really brought MMOs and game culture, to actual like mainstream, because things weren't so crazy. It's, I make a joke. We always make a joke about like, why is it called EverQuest when there is never a quest, except for like, you know, except for like your epic quests and stuff. But like, even then you had to like
Yeah.
figure that stuff out. It wasn't like, here's a route to go. Like, you have to like, people had to figure that out. You had to like go on posts to check it out,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
The
Um,
vast majority of people completed less than like 20
like I
quests
said,
from 1 to 60. Like
yeah.
there's the couple known things of turning the orc belts and stuff to get
Hmm.
some good quest, power leveling and
Yeah.
stuff. But the vast majority of people never did a single quest, pretty much, to get to
Yeah.
60.
So it's always like good to, like, I loved the fact that at least they brought that kind of culture to a more understandable mainstream route of others. But I do think that they left out things that kind of make their players really smart individually in different situations, which did hurt the game later because everybody relied on third party, which is obviously add ons. They relied on it. And that's not, to me, the best way to like have your game
Oh, I need
be
haste, by the way.
this awesome thing is, when you're relying on a third party to basically play the game for you. And that wasn't, I think that just kind of took away the importance of finding players that actually cared and were good, and you got to level up with those people, and you started trusting them, and you started, they built a rep. And I think that's something that is very important
Oh, gonna add.
nowadays.
Gonna add.
Oh shoot, okay, hold on, wait, I'm gonna mez this. My pet, gosh, see, my stupid pet, it's
I'm
basically
healing.
almost killing me.
I'm healing.
My pet is the one that's like trying to freaking kill
Let's
me.
take the level 4 first.
Yeah, I'm gonna mez the spider while he resisted. All right, go ahead.
Got one more tick of healing. Yeah.
Uh oh, we're gonna get another ad. Ooh, yeah, there it is. Got it. Okay. Yeah, very reliant on add-ons. Exactly, and like everybody just doesn't know really how to play otherwise. And now, like there would even be times where we would actually talk to guilds later on, in World of Warcraft, asking them, like, hey, like these, you guys are like the top guilds in the world. What do you think makes you the top guild in the world? And you know what they say? You're as best as your tech. That's how good you are. And I was like, not about like good players, good unity, good teamwork. Like, no, you're only as good as your tech. And I thought to myself, like, what the wait, are you talking about add-ons? And they're like, yeah, it's our in-house add-on developers they relied on. And I couldn't believe that that's how they're going to determine like how to play, is you're only good as
Mm.
basically something that's going to alert you when something's happening in a absolute robotic way. Um I just I feel like, how is it a game anymore?
Yeah.
Um and so that to me was really like shocking, because like I didn't come to the part where you could do that as much. And yeah, there was people tracking like what you were doing, and yeah, there was an occasional person writing a script to go and like try to level when they were online, like on EQ, but it wasn't very well done.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of problems with that method, like trains that could have happened and there was no out, like it was all of these scenarios that could have happened, and there wasn't a way to get out of it. And that's how raids apparently relied on everything, was you're only as good as your tech. And um I find that crazy to me. So when you have a buff on you, I'm going to put this on the list. Oh, okay, you're attacking. It's not actually refreshing the buff.
Okay.
Okay, let me write that down. Um,
Yeah, it's not even showing a buff for me. Does it show you put it on me yet?
but I'm saying like my clarity buff. It's not. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is I did refresh it, but it's not refreshing.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? I refresh it before, but unless it's completely off, is when you'll get it. So
Okay.
see, watch this. See my clarity buff over here.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to add myself a clarity buff, it doesn't refresh.
Oh, weird.
What I'm trying to say is that the buffs aren't refreshing.
Okay.
At least I don't know if it's all. I'm just gonna put enchanter because that's what I'm on
Yeah.
right now. Uh, if buffs on, you can not refresh timer. All right, all right. I add that. Um, where did you move back?
I'm getting an ore.
Oh, okay. Can we go turn in our quests?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna
just
go.
getting my. I'm crafting my plate nothingness.
I got a stag. I'm gonna kill it.
There.
I'm just mezzing a bandit. Mm.
Yeah, Nop. You mentioned that you all your progress saved. Did you find any bugs or anything that didn't work, or anything that didn't save at all?
These images are acting weird. They almost feel like all of the I have to go into the materials and start fixing them soon.
Yeah. What we're basically planning to do. Oh, cool. I'm so stoked how well
Awesome.
my persistency kind of worked out. Because you have to like when you're one of the things when you're saving and loading, there can be so many bugs that if you basically when you save and load something, like say you're trading an item, you kind of have to remove that entry from one place and then add it to a different place, right? So you're removing it from the world, adding it to a character, removing it from one character, adding it to the other character. And when that process gets interrupted, that's when dupes can happen. And the way I was able to achieve it through PlayFab, the remove and add requests are submitted in the same API request. And so there's no instance of if that request goes out at all, it'll change it for both. Um, and so I'm very happy with how some of the code stuff has turned out, and we are really truly getting to that.
I'm gonna go in my crafting real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Tailoring.
Yeah. Yeah. Do everything you can to break it and figure out. Now there's things that I'll be implementing in the future. Like you basically want to have um, everything
Why do I
multiplayer.
not have enough
Hmm?
silk? Are this is the silk not? Oh, it's strong silk. I get it. Oh dang. It's only I only have so much strong silk. I got like barely any silk.
Oh, we can go
Hold
farm
on.
some more silk.
I need to go pee first.
Okay.
I
I
have to be
never
right back.
actually made any of
Yeah.
the
I had
green
to
loot.
I have to make a lot of those
All the T1 loot didn't get
items
set
right now.
to. This is so weird.
What?
All of the tier 1 stuff.
Well, see, my level ones are up here. So I have like this stuff, like
Hmm.
this stack here.
Yeah, you can upgrade it too.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is like I can't upgrade it
Hmm.
here.
But a bunch of the loot for some reason didn't get its icon set, which is strange.
Yeah, and then also my things won't. We also is the reason why we were having this is only stacks of 10.
Which
Why
one?
are they on like all these? They're all like
We
just
can
only
increase them
stacks
to
of 10.
whatever, you know.
I would at least allow them to like 200.
Okay, we'll let it. Um, crafting mats. Crafting mats. Stack increase to 20. But yeah, when you're designing stuff in multiplayer, the one thing I will implement in the future, you always want like there's this QA method that's called chaotic testing, and that's where you're doing just crazy things like what if you attack and drop something at the same time, or attack and move things around in your inventory at the same time. Like you're trying to just do the whole like roll your keyboard around and see what breaks type thing. And so one of the aspects when you're dealing with multiplayer, you really want to process as much as possible things one at a time. And so I'll be introducing. I didn't have enough time to do it this time, but basically a almost like an internal cooldown for every action you do. So if I moved inventory slot, there'd actually be like a quarter second, 0.25 second cooldown that would prevent you from doing anything else until that basically is complete, and that action is done. And that helps you, one, not spam the server and not, because like if you architect your multiplayer code improperly, you can basically almost DDoS your own server in a way. And so you want to make sure you're throttling the client from spamming actions to the server, and you can do that with a bunch of different ways. And that kind of internal cooldown thing per action is one of the ways I was going to help with that.
Oh, let me write in here the stack. You did?
Yeah, it's the so you're that's the patch notes. We're in the bottom. You
Oh, I
switched
was. Did I
channels.
do that in the wrong one? It's because I was
Yeah,
looking at. You know
the
why?
screenshot.
Because I
Yeah.
was looking at that picture, the screenshot. That's totally why. Let me like bring that over. That's why I was like, what? How did I move this? Um, dope. That's where it's supposed to be. Oops. Delete this. There we go. All right. Sorry about that.
And just as a reminder for those watching, if you want to come join playing us and play with us, all you have to do is send me your Epic Game Store account ID, and we can give you a key, and you'll be able to play it from the Epic Game Store. We'll probably keep the servers on until Monday if you ever want to try it out. So,
Yeah.
I can't speak for how many games use that type of method. It's what I'm implementing from my knowledge on stuff. Um, I've been dealing with these multiplayer things for a long time, and I'm trying to properly architect things in a kind of a new concise way. And there's so many lessons learned from uh, MMOs out there that have had problems and multiplayer games that have had problems. So um, I'm doing my best to do research and figure out problems. Like there is the people that are doing Monsters and Memories, which is another kind of EverQuest inspired. Whoa, where's all
Oh,
these coming from? Just
I
chained a
don't
bunch of
know.
things.
You
They're all low
did.
level, but
Yeah, I know. I'm just don't know how they got added though.
yeah, they chained.
Yeah.
And he had a bunch of talks from he basically used to be a EverQuest dev, and he has a whole channel of old EverQuest talks and how things were improperly done. And just in general, like our experience with Vertical Third, like most games don't have the proper amount of time to like have good clean code or good coding practices and good architecture practices because they have
For a
to
long
ship,
while.
you know. There's not enough time to do things properly in like a 3 to 5 year dev cycle, right? And
Well, I
so,
mean that's like in a process to get it to actually ship.
yeah,
Like it took WoW years after it shipped to actually even get more steady tools. It took them years to like try and fix some of their mistakes.
yeah.
Um
League of Legends had to
because
their
they like
whole
band-aided
back end
it
had to be
together.
rebuilt several times, like
And we know that just because like we used to be in Irvine. We were there for like 13 years. And so we definitely know several of those devs that are there. And well, they're not there now. They got let go like a year ago, was it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Did you want to
a year.
farm more silk
Um,
and ore,
I
or
would
what do we
like
want to
because
do?
I wanted to see. I haven't really gotten to ever do these and see what are they really. Are they actually like strong enough to where I am getting something in the process? Are they worth it? I don't know. They're going to make me feel a little more like
Yeah. So
self
should we
sufficient.
farm those or what?
I know I want to get up, but whatever's fastest in leveling is what I really want to do. But I do want to make sure I'm prepared for the dragon
Okay.
because I do want to fight this dragon very much so. I'm looking forward to this dragon fight.
Well, we're gonna have to be basically immune to be able to take down the dragon because it is meant for multiple people to come after it. But we can at least see if what's working and what's not working.
Oh, your phone is going off. Oh my gosh, it scared the crap out of me, man. It was very loud. But yeah, he's obviously always thinking about like back end engineering because that's where he's very strong with as well. That's definitely Stark's background in it.
Yeah.
But we're always also thinking about um, trying to think of game development a little bit like yes, we've done this for the past 40 years this way, but could this be done in a more modernized way in tech, and how would that do? And is it cutting down time? And I think that's something we're also trying to say is it scalable? And those are things that we're also here for because vertical third is important to us and to our pipeline and to other developers out there. And so for us, putting in that discovery, getting that data is going to be very important because a lot of studios are really struggling. We're going to have a lot of lack of games coming in here very soon. Even indies, doing incredible things are not even getting their projects funded for, like 300K. I mean, it's like really bad. Let alone any triple A's are all literally they're used to pretty much walking to a VC. Oh, hey, I worked at EA Games, I worked at Blizzard, and I was this, and I'm gonna pitch this $300 million project, and I want 500 to a million or 2 million for the vertical slice, and this is what I want, and they're used to getting that, and right now they're not. none of them are getting it. And there's going to be a lot of lack of games because of it. And we're going to see a huge problem in our industry for just things costing too much. Now, obviously, you always have the issues of the wrong people are getting funded and first, and that is very true. But there is a lot of truth to the fact of like game development in general is kind of built very backwards. Um, to me, I feel like I am a huge artist lover. I'm an artist myself. I am an advocate for them, and I will always see the ultimate value for them. As far as I'm concerned, like most games made it to purchase because of the art first. But the problem is that when you're trying to explore game design and trying to be innovative with that, rushing into art right away, um, and committing financially to your pretty much a huge budget of that, and knowing that engineering's probably going to cost a lot, um, it's having a lot of failed projects in the process right now because you will never get an engineer and multiple engineers in a room without them wanting to innovate something. They love to be
What?
creative
I don't know what you're
too.
talking about.
They love to be creative too. And I have a stag here coming. And I love that, but it also sometimes leads to a lot of financial um, debt and it goes nowhere. And so a lot of tech is pretty much buried and a lot of tech is not used and thrown away. And it costs months and months and months and months of very expensive overhead. I love that, but so let alone years. So there's so many times that projects have completely steered away from what they were planning to do altogether, and then an entire another build of an entire different game is being built on the back burner, and that is basically a fund that you have to eat, and you are not getting that in return. It's not being released. They decide, oh, this game was a terrible idea. We're not going with it. Can it? Let's go back to what we were doing before. And all of a sudden, it's like it's not like they gained any um, time with that decision. So now that's just a price they have to eat. And so we're trying to think about like how can we make sure that indies can make games that are costly, like an MMO? How can we make sure that they can innovate that process, that they can make sure that we're giving them the right data to be able to portray that and give that to them so that we're not just making the same games all the time, right? And I feel like there's always this con I always call it a con because everybody goes, oh, that's what game jams are. Game jams are not about game design. I love to hear that. It's one of my favorite jokes of all is that it is not about game design. It is purely about making sure that thing works for the release or the end result of this game jam, or it is to build art. That is it. It is not at all about innovating game design whatsoever. And that's why so many games are the same. And I feel like I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
careful. I'm trying to stun this. I'm gonna try to get a sucrose tree here in a minute.
Healing, trying to
Careful,
heal.
careful.
Oh, we're gonna kite the fence.
It's fine.
Fence tactics.
Yep, do it. You have to. The best method.
And I just want to announce I'm on my first LinkedIn stream. Apparently, it's working today.
Oh yay! I didn't even know.
We
Okay.
got an ad. Bear. I'm gonna take it
I
next, I
am
think.
hitting a sucrose tree right now.
Okay. I'm healing.
I have a
Trying
sucrose
to.
tree, and I don't know if it just added. A bear is coming.
Yep.
Another one. I've got another bear mesmerized right now. Oh, I need to see. I can't refresh my thing, so unless I basically wait for it to completely go, then it'll refresh.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we at least put that in the bug list. I did not notice that last time. It's scary to try new things, a lot of risk. Exactly. And so, how can we do that right without having this massive risk? And to me, it's giving them a like very changeable tools, right? And that which won't hurt them in the long run, right? It's making sure that tools are very changeable. So like vertical third, for example, we always think about perspective. It's like think about a game in general. Like what if you played a Diablo? You never would have found out Diablo would be Diablo if you wouldn't have done it in like a top down situation, right? And so we want to make sure in vertical third that you can constantly change even the perspective of how your character sits. And a lot of people don't know that that stuff is an entire chain code rewrite when you want to change perspective, right? Just perspective, just your camera perspective will
It
change
changes a lot.
everything. And so being able to make sure that you have tools to be able to take those risks and it not hurt you in time. And that's time is money, right? Time is money and you only have so much of a budget. So making sure those things are thought about and considered is very important in today's economy. So if we want to make sure that game development is coming up with great things, we need to make sure that indies, they're the ones that we need to look to, right? Indies are the ones that have creative ideas and do take those risks because they are enjoying that scary pie side of it.
What's up, Barry?
And
Oh, okay.
oh, go ahead. Oh, you're checking something? What are you looking for? Can I help you? Because I kind of remember what everything is. Your Hello Kitty Boba. Your what? Oh, that's not in here. No, no. That might be in over
Yeah,
there.
the and like right now the
Those
like
are in here.
Kristen was saying was just like how broken the funding model is right now, and
It's bad.
um, it's like there's been ups and downs of funding models in the past, but like
Nothing like
nothing like
this.
this. This is just like a whole new like. Um, it's very hard to get anything above 500K right now. Um,
And even that is a struggle.
yeah, and
And
to
it's
get it's
basically,
even to get that it's like how many wish lists do you have, right? And,
yeah,
it's like if we had those
it is.
if we had 20,000 wish lists, we wouldn't need you, you know, like,
Yeah.
and so uh, there's so many
Well, not
aspects of
us,
that.
but like
Yeah,
indies in
yeah,
general.
indies in general.
That's what we
And
mean.
there's been several
Yes.
like really good talks lately. Like Rami Ismail has done some fantastic talks lately on on these things, um, and he really just talks about the state of funding is so bad right now,
Right.
and like it's terrible now. But even to start with, it was bad, right? Like when you get 500K as an indie, and even that is like a big stretch for a lot of publishers, right? Like,
Because a lot of it's like 500K for like 4 years.
yeah, and so
And if you have more than a two-person to three-person team, that is
yeah,
awfully small.
yeah,
And
you're eating ramen pretty much, like,
you're pretty much less than ramen, let alone having like tons of developers have families. Like it is an actual avenue of a
yeah,
career. A lot of people do. Um, Now, obviously, there's plenty that don't, but most developers, a lot of them have families, and so to to even just like think that of a price tag over their head is very scary for them, but they do it anyways. And then that's where you'll see like developers taking multiple projects on at the same time to try to like balance that risk, but
yeah,
or working for another studio and that's their full time job.
yeah,
It's a very common thing. There is a cloth there, so just don't move. Yeah, just stay there. Because you don't want to pull the stuff that's behind you either.
yeah.
There's stuff behind you.
I'm gonna have to kite this little.
Yeah. So
Ah,
I'm gonna try to get this sucrose tree. I should be able to get it.
using my damage reduction.
I'm getting it. There you go. You're fine.
Damage reduction again.
It seems unpredictable what indie games will go viral. I'm surprised how many of the normal job simulators do really lot of those get funded, and sometimes they'll get funded like after they've built all their tools, and because they like already have those tools, obviously you're going to see a lot less in the next couple of years because a lot of those game developers with Unity, and a lot of them have left Unity because of for obvious reasons. Like that was a pretty traumatic thing that Unity did to developers. That was
Yep.
just
Yep.
a slap across the face. Purely, that was like the most repulsive thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's kind of like what our country's going through right now, but a complete defiance on what makes the structure of
Yep.
game developers in our industry. Put that on a developer for every time they undownload something and load download something is a fee they have to pay for. It was like unbelievable. So a lot of those simulator developers that were in Unity said no. Like, I don't care that you changed it. Kind of like, see ya. Like, we're not coming back to you ever again. That or I'm just
We might be
broken.
lagging.
Nope.
I think I might be pushing our bandwidth too hard streaming it. So I'm streaming out
Yeah.
to Twitch and YouTube and LinkedIn right now, and then gameDEVbeauty is streaming out to Twitch and YouTube. So I'm probably uh, pushing it a little bit too hard. I think like obviously we're rubber banding a little bit, and it's purely
Well,
because
that was like the first time, but yeah.
um, I think it's purely because we're pumping the bandwidth right now.
Well, it's also Saturday.
Hmm.
You have to think about that. More people are using the internet Saturday.
Yeah.
It's like a prime time to use it right now too in our area. Let's see. I don't know why people don't use Unreal. I know. I think there's a lot of out of the box things that Unreal gives you naturally. I do like Tim Sweeney a lot. I think he's a really cool guy. So there is that. Um, did my stream just like crash? I'm wondering if it did. I don't know.
It shows at the bottom it's green, so I don't think so.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, I'll probably only stream on LinkedIn for about an hour or so, and so just to give that feature a try. For some reason, it wasn't working the other day when I tried something. Oh yeah, when I did my Dragon Raid stream,
See, I told you it cut. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it totally cut. Yeah, he said it cut. Yeah.
it turned off.
My stream. Yeah, cuz he was like my stream kind of went boop, and then he said it did cut. Yeah. Yeah, it did. I saw it.
I'm not even
I saw
seeing
it
those
cut.
chat updates.
I do. Right there. See? It's because we're
Yeah.
streaming like four different places. You wanted to go with a LinkedIn there. But yes, we're back. For now, we'll see. Yeah,
Oh,
we it's like a main time to. Ooh, careful. I do have a stun that I'm hitting here, but that dodged. Nah, there's no sucrose tree here,
I'm just
so
resting.
do careful.
That's another thing we need to make sure we get in is like crafting recipes for potions
Yeah,
and food.
finally stunned.
We'd love to get food buffs in too. That would be nice.
See, it just like it did it twice for you. Oh, you did that. Okay, you gotta put their dot there. It's clean. Edit it. My ADHD. Okay,
I gotta sit.
okay. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't get hit now that I have a team member.
Technically, since the our XP's like the growth rate isn't that good, we could just
No.
obliterate level ones if we wanted to for a little bit
Yeah,
faster
sure.
XP.
Try.
Just try it out.
See if it helps.
Go back to
See if it
and I can at
helps.
least get some ore and stuff. I think that's the other part is I need to make sure that the one of our mechanics that we're going to have is if you group up. So right now, if a mob is a higher level than you have a higher chance to basically miss dodge and parry. Um, and so fighting higher level stuff is obviously much harder to take down. But what we want to do is, if you're in a party, for every additional party member, that chance to miss is decreased. So you can still be like 3 or 4 levels below something, and be in a group of, 4 people or so, and still take on higher monsters. And so that allows us to have the groups of members or teams or groups take on higher level mobs and feel like there actually is a purpose to it versus being in a group and fighting the same level mobs. And so the idea is that soloers will fight same level mobs, whereas groups will fight higher level mobs. And that's how we're trying to balance the like group solo play mentality of things.
Oh, sorry. I was just making sure my thing was working. Oh, let me see Curse Tree. Plus, I totally dropped my Discord, which I was trying to find. That third monitor, man. Like, I swear.
I think we need like 5 monitors. That'd be nice. That'd be a good neutral point.
There's
Five
not enough
monitors.
room in here. It'd be so warm.
Yeah.
It'd be so warm.
Be a CSI hacker and have a whole wall of monitors.
Yeah. Ah.
But yeah, there's always like with Unreal, like it is a very heavy engine. It can overdo things at sometimes. It also
What are
is harder to
yours?
learn, and I struggled when I was first learning Unreal. Right, there was some problems with it. Um,
It was like almost 11 years now.
yeah, and now this is me coming from someone that was jumping into game development cold turkey. I didn't have any type of like real programming past. I did a little bit of website stuff, but that's not the same as not nearly the same as game coding. Um, but yeah, there's concepts that are very different and harder to learn, and that's why we did the Coursera course. We really wanted to kind of give a better leg up to the next
Well,
generation of
pay it
devs.
forward,
Yeah, pay it
basically.
forward and all those things.
That's the key.
So
Is like, hey, if we could have been there for ourselves 11 years ago, how can we do that now for others?
yeah,
Now that we're way further where we were, um, have a lot of knowledge, how can we share this so that they don't struggle like we did? Yay.
hi Graves. Thanks for stopping by. It's just us two. We're the only people on this dev team right now.
Yeah. Oh, I don't see this chat.
I
This
think we
this
have to
is weird.
reignite the shared chat that's on that like
Oh.
this Twitch chat thing again.
Oh, okay. I will check.
The one with like it shows our voice comms or whatever. The stream together thing.
Oh, okay. Let me see if it is up. Hmm. Is this okay? Will this work? Yes? No?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I don't know.
But yeah, we're
Okay.
basically we are creators of Vertical Third. This is game tech for Unreal Engine, and
Architecture.
yeah, we have a Discord. It's in our both of our comments below or about section below. Our Runes of Tearyn Discord should be there.
Yeah, we're actually doing a playtest right now, Graves, if you're ever interested. Where it's all weekend, or I wanted to do it all weekend. Because I was like, people have different time frames that they can be on and when they can't be. So we're doing a thing where it's actually on the Epic Games store. Like our thing is on the Epic Games store. You just have to get invited to our game because it's kind of like in that dev mode side where they basically do it to protect devs to make sure like bots don't just come in and like spam your servers and stuff like that. But we basically get your, I think it's like Epic ID, just to make sure that we're kind of saying yes, we're okay with this person, playing the game, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
it's
And
typical
then
invite only testing type thing, and
yeah,
that type of thing. So, but yeah, we are a two-person team. We have a huge past of doing tech with Vertical Third, two times mega grant developers. Yeah, like you kind of, we literally started this project in November of last year. So, and a lot of that was, it's like kind of been part-time work as well. And so we've had a lot of like, it's not paying the bills. We have had a lot of other, other career stuff to do. Um,
our internet's hating all of our
yeah,
streaming right now.
we're rubber banding because I'm gonna have to probably cut off my LinkedIn stream. It's obviously pushed it too far. Um, but hello LinkedIn. I see my two viewers on LinkedIn. Hello. It's nice to see. Thank you for stopping by. I'll probably leave it on for maybe another 30 minutes or so. Um,
Saturday night evening in North Bay area is probably the internet maxing it right now.
yeah. In the same
Prime
house, we're
time
streaming out to
for
5 platforms technically right now, right? So our
yeah,
bandwidth right now does not like us,
yeah,
let alone our kids doing whatever they're doing. So,
yeah. Our kids are like doing their own stuff. They're like probably like streaming with their friends right now, and like Discord, and like they always watch movies together, streaming. Yeah,
yeah, the leg is totally just, it's our
it's
side.
totally the
Yeah.
lag. It's our internet right now. It's totally because we're streaming so different many. Like I didn't know he was streaming to LinkedIn. I did not know that until he's like, oh, by the way, I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, I was like literally thinking it's Saturday night. Is this not going to be like bad for our internet? I mean, because right now it's only like 11:30, so on a Saturday in the summer, like people are totally using internet crazy. It's like certain parts of the time of the day, just like internet is like bad.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
But yeah,
Yeah, if you're interested like playing, we're open all this weekend, and we actually did. Let me see if he can see it. Do you want to show the dragon boss area that we're planning to go into
yeah,
on the Discord? I can't pull it off.
this is our Runes of Terran Discord. We have our playtest
The
notes
patch notes.
that we're doing here. And
Oh, you want to
then,
see the patch notes?
oh, there's Graves. Okay, I'll get you an invite in a second. Um,
Awesome. Oh,
stream links.
in the patch notes.
Yeah, if I could find it. Yeah, here's our
I keep saying it.
first attempt at raid boss. Okay, so
Yeah, we're
uh,
live. We haven't got the trait
Virovin,
yet.
Virovin, Guardian of the Keep. And so,
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
um,
Uh,
all right, let me.
Obviously, on our server side, we can upgrade people's levels because he that dragon will instant kill everybody. Because it's supposed to be like a big grade, but on our server side, we can like basically give godly permissions to people's levels and up them once they create characters. So that's some power we have on that standpoint.
All right, let me remember how to do this. Product settings. Okay, yeah, there we go. Player groups. I'm
Oh,
adding you
that'd be
now.
great. Oh, what kind of game do you? What kind of game are you developing right now? Oh, thank you so much. I definitely like how the world's turning out right now. I actually, in the character selection, I did something kind of special. It's an kind of a glimpse of another part of the world that's coming. I just haven't put it in yet. Like, well, I have ish. I just, you guys haven't seen it yet. And it's basically the more grass train. I do want to kind of bring in more of like a summer kind of style, also a kind of more autumn because I love autumn. So I mean, I guess I'm the typical girl when it comes to loving autumn. But big shocker, right? Um, so, favorite time of the year, and so I must do an autumn one as well. And but I in the character select, you'll see a glimpse of what the summertime will look like. So let me actually like quit to menu real quick.
I think he's looking at
If
my
you're
channel right now.
Oh, okay. Go to yours
Okay.
then.
Let me
You have to go to menu though, not
menu.
quit the game. Skip to, don't quit the game. Hit the menu, and then you can kind of see it once you log in. Yeah, we need to make that to
I did
where
just add
it
him
logs your
to.
character.
I just gave him my key, so he's gonna see it soon too.
Yeah, but we do wanna. What I was gonna say in the patch notes. Let's do it when you go to quit to menu. Do a character select option.
Yeah. Log out to character
So
select. Yeah.
put that in the notes. That'd be gonna be glimpsing here soon. Um, I'm gonna be doing parts of this one as well,
All
and I
right.
think it's
Back
gonna look
to my tank.
pretty awesome. But yeah, we wanted to really focus on getting save and load in, and that was like our key focus on this last one. But yeah, that's our goal.
Oh, something connect.
Yep.
But yeah, this was a really important. So like we did another playtest back in April, I think it was. We were on the Unreal Engine live stream in I think it was March, and so oh, something messed up.
Yeah, that's what I was checking. I was waiting until you got it. Because of our bandwidth right now, though.
This is like some bug error that I'm gonna fix here. Okay,
You fixed it on the server side. Okay.
I fixed my account. So hold on. Let me do your account.
Yay.
I'm just messing with some backend data. You should be able to log in now.
Yeah, I'm loading. Ooh, don't die.
Ah,
Oh no, I'm not there. Oh my gosh, I will try to get in as quick as possible.
I'm gonna try and run them off.
Now I'm under pressure, so I'm probably gonna like. Oh, good, I didn't mess up my password. Yay, go me.
Are they going? Yeah, okay, they reset. All right, let me get my chats back up. Yeah, thank you for that, Graves. Yeah, we basically almost have our complete vertical slice complete, and so we technically do have our vertical slice complete because this last little development push. So back in April, we were able to do our, everything we're doing is in a real online environment. We have a PlayFab
Make sure you
backend.
train.
Oh my God, they're still chasing me.
Oh my
um,
gosh.
and so it's in a real dedicated server environment. All that stuff's going on
Oh,
using
okay.
PlayFab as our backend. And oh, thank you for the follow. And so this test was okay. We need to get our persistency set up, and so we got a character select screen going. We got our all of our inventory loot. We have three. Vertical Third has three different inventories. We have crafting, questing, and your main loot area with your equipment. And so all of this now saves your character level, your experience progress saves, your character name, all those things get saved. There's a bunch of like security kind of concepts of, if you log in, it'll set the backend sets an active character, so you can't log in with the same character, or even you can't log in with.
Oh no, it's
It only
coming for
locks it to
me now.
one character logged in per account type thing. Um, and so I had to figure all that out, and it worked out really well so far. And
I'm
um,
gonna get my butt kicked in a second. I know it.
I'm going to try and come to you now. And so,
I'm so
and the
rushing.
character select screen, what like makes this like basically a full vertical slice.
Are you coming in
I'm
from
coming
like
to you.
this side? Okay, you're coming across. We have to invite each other. Oh no. Okay, I mezzed him, the hunter.
I'm almost to you.
I'm over here.
Invited you.
Yeah. Okay. The hunter is here.
Oh, I just aggroed a bunch. Mez the level 5. Mez the level 5. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
taking the
yeah.
bear. I'm taking the boar.
No, no, no. Oh, 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 oh,
Okay, I'm not attacking. I stopped attacking.
My pet is on these, dude. Dude.
Just keep
You
mezzing.
cannot switch what my pet is. My pet does not have that
Just
yet.
mez. Mez, 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 mez.
I
Mez, mez, mez,
Oh
mez.
my gosh.
Mez.
Oh
Come
my
on,
god.
girl.
Oh my gosh.
Mez. There we
Oh
go.
my gosh.
It's about time.
Oh, so rude. So
Alright,
rude.
do I have my screen back on?
I don't know. So rude.
I feel like my LinkedIn stream's like super behind for some reason.
Oh my gosh, my
Oh, I'm
Sucrose
dead.
tree did not
I'm so dead.
load. Well, my Sucrose tree is not looting.
I was looking at my stream. I died.
No way you
Um,
died. Good
I'm coming
job.
back. We're like right here.
Yep. GG, Rand. Don't worry. I have the mezd. Good thing.
Um, okay, so thank you. And my nothing quite like this. My game is a browser text RPG, which is a revival of a game I played in middle school. I was able to get the source code for the original game by the developer after 6 years, but the code is so old that refactoring it was impossible. So now I'm just developing off memory. Lol. It's truly amazing how beautiful your game is. It's so pleasing to look at. That's that's so
Oh,
awesome to hear. That's all
so
gameDEVbeauty.
awesome.
She's
Oh,
the
thank you.
world builder and art director type thing and creative director really. So she does a lot of she's got final say on vast majority of game design.
Well, it's because I come from EQ. Like I was like a huge raid scene person, and like I was in one of those like top guilds of the world in EverQuest. So he was kind of more like the made a lot of characters and like alts and stuff like that. Where I was like very much a hard raider and you know raid elitist, I guess you would may say, as horrible as that sounds. That was what I was doing, like, getting up high school and stuff. So I had a brother that was like 10 years older than me. So, he got me into EQ back in 1999. I was like a youngster. And then eventually they got me as soon as Kunart came out, my own account. So then I was able to do my own stuff. And um, so that's kind of where I really like the enchanter, and I brought in a lot of those classes, but I still wanted to make it my own. Like I didn't want to like copy,
Yeah, we have
carbon copy the game at all.
we have
So
like we have both inspiration for both EverQuest and WoW, right? And we actually
yeah,
met on World of Warcraft. And so
20 years
but we
ago.
both played EverQuest separately. And she was the hardcore raider. I was more of like an alt flipper. Enjoyed leveling and just kind of socializing a lot online. And so that's kind of what I did. I would like get a character up to like level 40 or 50 and then sell everything and twink out my next character type thing. Um, and so that's what I would do. And so that's the some of the parts I'm trying to bring in is making the leveling experience fun again. Whereas it's typically in MMOs days, it's just MMO. The leveling experience is like an afterthought. It's just kind of there to slow the player down to get to the end game, and everything is backloaded to the very end of the game. And I want that entire leveling experience to be meaningful for the player.
I just think like we lost kind of like the love for individuality of playing a class and like remembering that people are behind the screen. And so it's not just like this automatic queue up system. And as great as that queue system is, right? It also does lose the mentality of caring about people around you. And because you can just like die and ghost in and stuff like that, it just kind of lost this momentum, I feel. But I could probably go on for days about
Yeah.
that. I still loved WoW and all, but it was to me a very easy game going to once I played EverQuest. It was like very easy to play. But then it was also very focused on just all about add-ons. Purely allowing add-ons to run your game. But on the side note for your stuff, what kind of thing were you planning? Like, so you started making it in middle school, you said, right? I'm trying to read this while I'm like trying to not get attacked for not mezzing something. Hold on. Thank you. Nothing quite like this. My game is a browser text RPG, which is a rival of a game I played in middle school. Oh, what type of game did you? But what game was that? Like, what was the?
Text is kind of like I think he's kind of saying it's like a mud, like a
Is it like
text
a mud?
RPG.
It's like a
Yeah.
mud. Was it a mud that you're talking about? I never played too many muds. My brother did. Um, but that was mainly because he like stole the computer all the time, and he was bigger than me, so it's kind of like not a chance.
From on your other question for like an obstacle standpoint, like to me a big one is like everything we're doing here is actually blueprint code. So that's been one thing that I've been super proud about is there's always this Unreal Engine debate of like what you can do with C++ and Blueprint, and I am such a person that like I've got this chip on my shoulder to just prove blueprints and how good they are, you know. So um,
Well, I think you also wanted to prove it because a lot of artists use it too,
yeah,
and it's this mentality of like giving a place for others too, and they kind of question C++ coders really question the fact like, oh, it's not legit, but it's like even Epic themselves, like we talk to them, like we and they're like, this is not true. It is absolutely compatible.
yeah.
Um, we're running tests about this and this, and
Yeah.
we're like, that's what we see. We're
And
not seeing
the
what people are
number one
saying.
thing is like
So,
name a C++ game out there that doesn't have problems, right? Like all the top AAA games, they all are like sure they could all be C++, but all of them have problems. Like just using C++ doesn't mean that uh, you know
what are you talking about? Tech is
yeah,
perfect.
it
What's
in
the
no way
problem with
signifies that like
technology? Oh,
oh C++
no.
and everything's solved, everything's functional, everything's perfect. Like no, not at all.
No, never. It's perfect. It's tech's always so perfect.
And so, and then after that, it's like, this project itself is a huge thing that we're very proud of. Even if it's current state as a two-person team, like, yes, we spent, it was predominantly 3 years of development on Vertical Third, but we've continued to do updates and learn after we
Yeah.
launched it. It was like from like 2019 to like 2022 is roughly the main core development period for Vertical Third. But then we've continued to support it, help other companies, and make our own, use it ourselves, and make our own changes.
Yeah, we've
Um,
had a lot of like studios that have like asked for our help, and um some have like paid for our help and
let's
all
do the
that kind of
spiders.
stuff, but like for bigger, more complex projects, but and complex like tools that they wanted made individually. But we're a natural NDA over here with studios, so we don't share that information, nor do we take it. So we just ultimately want to care about the industry. I don't know. I know
Yeah.
that sounds crazy, but because I feel like our industry is debatable at
Yeah.
times, and
Well, Vertical Third in general too is like it's the logical next step to a game engine, right? And a game engine is the core tech that lets you do all the things you need to do. Whereas a game architecture is your quest, your combat, your crafting. Um,
careful, careful, careful. That's like three. That's like three spiders you almost pulled. Careful.
hey, we're higher level
That's
now.
like
We can take it.
yeah, but you're not. You were half health, and I have one sucrose tree right there.
Details, details. Okay.
Oh man, this is typical tank. Sorry, tanks. Don't look at your health at all. You're just like, oh, I pulled it. Like, why did I die? What? Why didn't you heal me? Or why am
Hmm.
I dead? Well, I could come up with like five reasons why you're dead.
Yeah.
Whether you recognize them is one thing.
Hmm. But yeah, and then I am like so ecstatic about persistency too. Like we're finally at that stage where the fact that a server crashes and then we can just log back in. Like those aspects are really really fun to me to kind of see that we're achieving
I'm
and
trying to
things.
get you sucrose trees just so you
And
know.
a big part of like MMO development that goes wrong is trying to invent too much technology, right? And that causes so many delays. It's the reason so many MMOs are in our graveyard. have wasted millions of dollars is because the game, like making a content for an MMO, is insane, right? And so, as indie MMO, that's what we're trying to prove upon is use existing technology and like focus on a great game and great content, right? And
Well, that's why we always kind of like we get a little bit kind of I don't know, like dumbfounded a little bit when people go like, "Oh, well, that's so ambitious of you." You know, when they say, "Oh, you're creating an MMO," like how ambitious of you in a very sarcastic mentality. And I laugh because I'm just like, if they would have just looked at 2 seconds and seeing how far we've actually like spent years creating these tools to make this not as what what falls from MMOs to begin with. And it's like if they would have just looked, like sometimes I'm like, well, you're right, that is an ambitious thing, but we've been kind of like trying to do that for the past 6 years now, and we kind of like did that part. That's the ambitious part. We did that. Oh, let me see this text. Okay, Chris, do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
let me quickly craft something.
Okay, I'm gonna read it. Oh, my stun's down. Wait, 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 wait. Can you attack this? Is yeah. I don't want to take that because I'll die from that. I don't have as much health as you. Just sucrose real quick. I always feel like I'm dying from like okay. Like, yeah, I want like I just leveled. I'm level 6 now.
All right.
Gonna take
So
that.
he said, not necessarily a MUD, just a text RPG of sorts. It's inspired off the Bleach anime. Combat worked essentially off a while loop. You could fight for positions and level up stats off a timer. It was fairly simple in that regard. It was definitely one of those games you played on the side while doing something else when talking with people. It's much more complex than what I mentioned. I'm glad you all have been sticking to it and building something that you know others have struggled with. Growing up, I always heard of adults playing WoW and doing raids and stuff. So it was like I always wanted to get into that, but never had anyone around me who played it. So I really got into it. I never really got into it. Instead, I went down the RuneScape path with my brother. Yeah, it's so interesting. Excuse me.
I just looked it up. Bleach right here.
It's so interesting though seeing the RuneScape generation grow up. We never really did RuneScape ourselves, but to see how um, hold on, I gotta clear my throat here.
Ooh. Uh, add.
Um,
Here's some water. Would you like some? He doesn't like to drink water. Yeah, I do though.
it's so hot out.
But
Your
it's
even
good
your
for you.
water is warm.
It was 100 degrees today. Okay, 100 degrees today. Continue your thoughts.
Yeah, the RuneScape audience, like it's crazy how much. Again, it goes back to that classic era of MMOs. RuneScape is kind of in that category, and yeah, I never drink enough water. There's absolutely. I've recently switched to like instead of waking up and like drinking, like my water. I keep saying joking. My water was
Show
having
him the bottle.
yeah.
Okay. He
Here's
has
my
this is what I've gotten him at least to where it's like a big bottle, and then he
1.5
has
liters.
his like I kind of call it like, okay, go ahead and drink your poison, because it has to have like an energy drink in it in order for him to drink it. So see, you boys don't drink water. It's not the same as drinking a Coke. It's not the same as drinking
There's
anything.
water in it.
It
Like
doesn't
okay.
it doesn't
Tell her
cycle
like how do you make
through your
coffee?
body the same way.
Water and coffee beans makes coffee. Okay.
No.
Coke is
Um,
bubbly water and syrup. The water is there. All right. It's
no.
there.
No. No. No.
Yeah. If it wasn't, I'd be dead
No.
by now.
No to both of you. No.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah,
We're looking out
I
for you.
switched to
Okay? We're looking out for you.
powder based energy drinks and add that to a giant 1.5 liter water thing.
Yeah.
And
And then
it's
he's like, "Oh,
a
look, I'm drinking my
compromise.
water." And I'm like, I go through like 6 of these a day.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm doing better than I was. So that's
I've
it.
made
I'm like,
improvements.
okay.
Okay? It's a start. It's something.
It's the end goal. He's like, see, I did it. I'm done. I don't need to make any more improvements.
There you go. Yep. Right
See,
there with
you
you.
also demand praise. That's exactly it. See what I mean? He knows the amount of demanding of praise. You guys look at us, and does she roll her eyes as well? She's like, good for you. Good for you. Good job. Good job, big boy. Big boy. Yes.
Yep.
Sarcastic.
Yeah, we kind of deserve the sarcasm, so
Yeah.
you can't really say much
Oh, we're
about it.
doing spiders still? Okay. Because I need silk, so
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, no. It's true though. You guys really don't like water. I don't quite understand what I would do without water. Like I feel like I would be completely dehydrated. It's bad for your skin, it's bad for your body. It's just all around a vital part of life for the human body. And you guys just hate it and I don't understand why. He just looks at me, gets so like, I know I'm fine, I'm not thirsty. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I don't know why I'm choking. And I'm like, you need water. You're dehydrated.
I'm not.
Dehydration is a real thing.
It's all in your mind.
Oh boy.
In Kung Fu Panda, they said the dragon warrior can survive off the dew of the universe. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna
I think
survive
he did
there.
that after I started drinking water.
Yeah.
I almost spat it all
See,
over
water almost
the
killed you
microphone.
just now.
No,
It
I
almost
almost
killed
spat
you.
it.
Like every time you drink water, it's almost death.
I
Risking
almost
life
spat
and
it
death.
into my microphone, which would have been terrible.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh,
life and death situation. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong. You can never have too many dumplings either. I mean, I will give Panda that.
Hmm.
I agree with him with that. Like I could eat a bazillion dumplings. Obviously, they have to be unfortunately gluten free, which sucks because I hate my allergy, but it is what it is. It's like I feel like everything I loved in my life was taken away from me when I found out I had celiacs. I was like, no, why does the world hate me? Why? Of course, the person over here that doesn't drink water doesn't do all of these things, and it's just like he is like an iron steel stomach, like
Hmm.
nothing,
I'm a panda.
allergic,
I'm a
nothing.
panda. That's how it
Yeah,
is.
pretty much. Yeah, it's so unfair. So unfair. You guys have it so good. Which one do you? Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah. Hopefully you're staying on that one. We'll
Hmm.
see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if you switch. Ugh, I so want to. I so want to do this dragon. That's so unfair.
We can.
Because you got to at least do the raid quest. I'm not sure if you joined the Discord at all, Graves, but he has like he built the raid yesterday in the boss. And yeah, I was building the castle that you see the photo behind. So I haven't gotten to actually do that raid, but he did many
Okay.
times.
Do is like very asterisks. Okay.
But
Make
no,
sure
I
it
mean it's
works at a bare minimum.
well, but I'm just saying like I didn't even get to check out
Yeah.
the video because we were like up so late. So like certain things where I needed to make sure that we're working and like some weird
Yeah.
reflection was going on and so we had to fix that and then something a box was clicked that getting clicked, which I don't even remember ever clicking. Just blah 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 blah, you know.
Yeah.
It was just so much yesterday, so I never even got to look at the video. And then I went to go get us Dutch Bros. I'm not sure if you've ever had Dutch Bros, but it's like bomb. And then I came back here because before that I was watching everybody, like everybody feed Phil. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Somebody feed
Somebody
Phil.
feel.
Freaking love that show. My God, I love that show so much. And I was just doing basically bugs. I was playing the game for looking for bugs, and I never got to look at the video, not once.
Well, I can. Do we want to go check it out? And I'll put our levels up.
Yes,
Okay.
I do. That's kind of, yeah.
All right.
See,
Let's
at least he
go.
read between the lines.
Let's go
I'll give
run.
him a thumbs up for that.
We'll go save our location over at the that's above it.
Okay, okay.
Then we can log out and log in.
Yeah, he's gonna bump our levels up here on server side. Oh, look at me. I'm suddenly walking. Oh, no, now I'm swimming. Okay. Oh, no, I'm walking now. Oh, now I'm swimming. There's like a couple spots I have to fix over there. I always laugh every time I see a AAA game that you can't swim in. And I think to myself, if we can make it swimmable, they should be able to make
Yeah.
it swim. Like, come on, just the two of us. Okay, do you want me? Oh, there's Graves. Hey, Graves, do you want to join us on the raid boss? I see you. Oh my God. I see you. You're running. Oh my God, did you just die? You just died, right?
No, he didn't. I'm gonna come save him. Come here.
Sucrose tree. Just loot a sucrose tree. He'll live. It's in the range.
Yeah, He's training me right now.
Nice. I think Chris has the group invite. The group invite is on the top left. I was hoping,
Hopefully.
like, eventually, when people are up for it, I would love to do like a Discord raid. That'd be so fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Ooh, where'd you guys go? Are you guys? Oh, you guys are over there. Trying to see where you are. Chris is always like looking at the ground. I can't even see what's around him.
Ugh.
Oh, there
Think
you
I
are.
got him. Think I
See,
survived.
I could save you guys if I was right by you. I would have sucrose treed.
So these trees right here basically heal everyone in the group.
Yeah, they're one charge, obviously.
But it's AOE. So it lets you like get a little bit of healing and keep going instead of having to sit med type thing. But follow me for a sec.
Are you? Where are you?
We went down the level, down the ramp a little bit.
Okay, I
I'm
see where
bringing
you
them
are
back
now.
up.
Oh, you are.
All this way.
I see you guys now. Beep, beep. I'm gonna give you a haste buff. Boop, boop.
Oh, we can drop a bunch of loot for him.
Oh yeah, I have so much loot. Should be like
I never
fully.
picked up a bow though.
Oh, I did. I think you might have gotten everything there. Let me know if you. I think the only thing you don't have is probably jewelry, which I don't have any rings. Which I thought I did,
I
and I
think we
was gonna
stopped
put that in
picking
the
them up.
patch. No, I think no. I think in the patch, like I wanted to add that I think rings were the only things that went missing out of my inventory.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to put that in a patch note.
All right,
Do
walk.
we want to update?
Yeah, we go. Let's walk. Let's try and save out our
Everyone heads
location
up.
here. Come over here. I'm trying to walk
Okay.
above the drop down,
Oh
and this
yeah.
will save us,
So
save our
we
location.
sneaked us where our location is. Parkour.
Yeah.
Did you say that? That was his little. That okay. That was his like joke
Oh
from
my
freaking April. Is parkour. Every
god.
time you roll, like, oh my god.
There's a small chance to know it's
Oh
parkour
my god.
every time you roll.
You get that occasionally when you roll. You'll say parkour. Why? Why?
Sick.
Sick.
All right, we're gonna camp out here for a sec. So
Okay.
just hit quit game here, or quit to menu. I guess it's fine.
Yeah. So hit escape and then quit to menu, and then we're gonna up your level. He's gonna do it on the server side, and then we'll tell you when it's up, and then you can log back in.
All right, Graves can log back in.
Sounds so. I'm excited. Yes. Did you do
Yeah,
it?
Graves can log in.
Grace can log in. You can log in. Waiting for me. I'm waiting. Do do do
Which
do
character were you on? Game Dev.
Game Dev Beauty.
Wait, what does it say? Okay, title data.
Because I originally had a one, but I deleted it. Remember?
Yeah,
Is it working now?
yeah, you can log back in.
Okay. How do you like the character select location? I'm planning to make that a level. My inspiration is Lake Tahoe because I love Lake Tahoe. All that's my entire world's inspiration is Lake Tahoe. I can't help it.
You can log in.
I am.
Oh,
It says I
did
am.
something mess up? Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm. I might have to like it's like
Hold on.
stuck me. Stuck me now. I
Oh,
might have to like
hold on.
re-log back out.
Yeah, we might have to log back out. There's a bug here. Content.
Add that to the list.
Try this again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've ever been to Lake Tahoe, but it is a gorgeous place. It's basically a piece of heaven on earth that's real. I know. Crazy. But I love it in the winter. It's like so pretty, and in the summer, and it's just gorgeous. Basically has like the purest water just because of it. It hasn't it's like not touched. So it's just that color. It's like that crystal blue color. It is not letting me log in.
Hold on. Alright, I guys got in. There's one little area I have to.
Did I mess up my thing?
Oh, character
Okay,
still
I am
logged in bug. Hold on.
throttled.
If you get the character logged in bug, I'll fix it here in a sec.
I have that bug. Put that on the to-do list.
Alright, gameDEVbeauty can log in. Alright, I see Graves. He's level 50. Invite. Graves is here.
waiting to log in. I'm still at the bug. I'm waiting to get. See, I can't log in. It keeps
Okay,
saying
now I
not
need to
letting me
do
log in.
something else, I think.
What'd you do to me? Huh? What'd you do? This is personal now.
Give me one more sec.
Yep. I logged completely out.
All right, try coming in now. Let me just double check one more time your active character. And all right, go log in now. Should be good.
Okay, I will try.
Oh, I got rated. Real book lover. Nice for you to come back.
Yay!
Thank you for the raid. You came at a good time. We're about to test out our first raid boss and see how everything's working.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Log in. I'm logging in.
Before this starts, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Invite.
I'm not here. There we go. Now I'm here. I will buff. I will buff. Do do do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this raid out. I am very much looking forward to it. I'm not sure if you got to see down the way over here, Graves, at all. Oh, the playtests are going really well. We're finding some bugs. When we find them, we're just putting them in the bug log for June. And we're now just about to do the boss here for the first time. We actually showed him how to sneak by here and sneak past the world that we're in, and this is like basically the you don't know, but we're letting you know the area to sneak by in. All this is like where they are. If you want, we can kind of go down here and start like killing things if you want. Hopefully, we won't die. Yeah, we're good. No fall damage. So if you want to come down, you can. Boom. Yeah. So this is kind of like the area over here. This is where all like the ghosts and reapers are, and there is the dragon right over there. It's been good. It's been very good. A real book lover. I have to admit, what kind of books are you into? I have been a total lover of this book I'm currently reading, and I know it's girly and I love it, but it's the pumpkin spice latte book. It's so good.
The playtest has been good. We've been.
I don't read books.
I'm the same way. I read
That's him.
every day a mountain amount online, researching, listening to talks, YouTube channels.
Yeah.
I
We're down here, Chris.
if if I read a book, I immediately fall asleep. So
That's hilarious, though. The real book lover.
the
I don't read books. I don't like them. Last book I read was a book of data structures, and I got like 20 pages in, and I haven't opened it yet. Oh my god! Why name yourself that?
All right, we're gonna head over to the raid boss here.
I thought it was hilarious. It is fair. It
Now,
actually is. I'm
keep in
laughing.
mind
I'm legitimately laughing.
before we start, we will
Okay.
probably not be able to do this ourselves, right? So what I want you to do is hit I,
Okay.
go to progression, and we're gonna type in
Okay.
ROT underscore HAX and
What was it?
underscore. Let me just make sure this works. I changed the password. I gotta remember what it is.
He changes it every time.
What did I put it to?
I don't know. For cheat.
New?
Ask for the cheat
Okay.
code.
I need to pull up the project. Hold on.
He forgot his cheat code. He forgot his cheat code. So what this cheat code does is it allows you to literally basically amp up specific things in your statistics. So it allows you to like become invulnerable basically. So that is what the cheat codes are. Is like you get to amp up certain things and it allows you to become great. Now, obviously we don't want to die. Let's try it without it. We just don't want to one shot it.
Yeah, the boss has 30,000 health, so we're not gonna one shot it.
Okay. Okay. Easy. I'll take care of it. Nice.
All right, the cheat code is
Okay.
capital R, lowercase o, capital T, underscore capital H, AX, underscore 2.0, and hit enter.
Okay. Now it's opened up.
All right.
Okay. What do you want us to up in, Chris?
So he's not going to hit us very often. So you can put your health regeneration um,
Okay.
as high as basically up a lot for healing. That's like the second
Okay.
heart.
Yeah, the second one. The second heart. Okay. That's a what?
I don't know. You can put like 40 points into it or something.
40 points. Okay, whoops, I did 43. My bad.
That's fine.
Okay, what about like
Um,
overall hit points? Any?
we shouldn't need that. We'll find out. If we die, we
Okay.
respawn here. So whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what else do you want us to do?
Put up your damage.
Okay. Which one?
Where is it? Oh yeah, it's the
Mine's
swords.
int.
Power damage. You can crank
Yeah.
that to 99. Oh, I guess not 99. Do like 50. Do like
Do
40.
50.
Let's do 40.
40.
40.
Okay, 40. Okay.
And then
Anything
cast
else?
speed, auto attacks. Let's crank that to like maybe. Let's try 15.
Okay. All right.
And that's probably fine. Let's leave it there for
Yeah.
now. I guess critical strike chance. Maybe put that to like 15
Okay.
and leave crit damage nothing. Let
Okay.
me get my
Good.
let me close out of the editor.
Right. Let's do it.
And
All right, Graves. Do you have your stats up yet? He's like, I put everything to 100. That's probably it.
look at his health go up. You can see his health go up.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. I see you. Look at himself. Like, freaking look at him. It's so high. He's like 40,
6,000 health.
40.
I'm not dying.
I'm not dying.
yeah.
Like a smiley face. I know. This is why there's a code on there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All right, Chris. Are we going?
He's ready. Graves is ready. All right.
Okay. Graves is ready.
Leroy Jenkins.
Oh God.
All right, Leroy, go kill the whelps. So this phase,
Sure.
this phase, the boss is immune. This phase. Why do these things have 1,500 health? They're supposed to have 300 health.
Well, I'm just gonna
This
sit
might
back.
take a while.
I'm an enchanter here.
All right, put your damage up higher. get
Yeah.
start one shotting these things.
Well, I don't have any
Crit
damage,
damage.
so I'm an enchanter.
Hey, you can
All I
get
can
like
do is
15
med.
pets up. Get your pets up.
Oh, that's true. I can. All right. cooldown still like there. I need to up my cooldown because right now it's like at full max. I was planning on having lights over here. See, like it's good for you right now, but for me, we're on a cast over. I'm
Hmm.
like having a storm, and I don't want a storm right now because I want to be able to see. Ah, I'm in the fire. I'm in the fire.
I got aggro. I'm gonna turn away from the group.
Yes, be a good tank. Be a good tank.
You know, my
Oh my god,
DPS is doing a terrible
there is
job on these whelps.
so many whelps, Chris. What is this? See, this is me not being a part of this raid right here. See, I didn't even see it. Oh my god, they're all like
There's a timer on them for like 90 seconds.
oh, okay. So you haven't I haven't seen the fight yet.
Yeah. So he's got he spawns whelps. While he's spawning the whelps, he becomes immune. It's supposed to be like more of a raid transition, which I didn't fully set up, but
Okay.
um, and then he's got this. The fireball's coming down. What I was up till like the crack of dawn. I was up till like 7 in the morning last night because for some reason, even though in my testing level and when I this whole like little cave.
Ooh, he's stunnable. Look at that.
Yeah,
He wasn't stunnable before. Like at the beginning of the fight.
yeah.
It said
When he's
immune.
summoning whelps, he's immune everything.
Got it.
But he's got a big flame breath. He's got four melee attacks. He's got a random
Graves
fireball.
is taking care of it though.
Yep,
I need like an AoE mez
yep.
for something like this. You know? I definitely need like an AoE mez. That's one thing we haven't gotten to do yet is like scale some more like spells that are based on your level right now. So that's like kind of like the next like advancing your character is having more like elaborate skills for once you get up there.
But yeah, so he's got a fire rain. Now those are supposed to explode when they hit the ground and put fire on the ground. But I was having this issue where collision wouldn't happen, and there's his flame breath. Um, that obviously the tank is supposed to make sure that is away from the group. Now, this hunter's just taking all the aggro for some reason. I understand you got mad deeps, but you know, he's doing a job kiting though.
Yeah,
Not too
he is.
bad. Not
I
too
have to
bad.
give some victory points to this
It's
kiting.
kiting.
Typical ranger stuff
Yeah.
back in EQ. It's pretty
I'm
good.
assuming the Graves TTVs from League, so he's got some tanky kite action. Here we go, world first. Bill Rin. Graves can get the world first kill here.
There it is.
There it is.
And what'd
Go
you drop on him,
Graves.
Chris? What'd you give on him,
It's
Chris?
supposed
Did
to
you put any
rain.
loot?
I did put loot on him.
He did not.
It may
There's
have
no
spawned.
loot.
It might have hit the ceiling. I don't know.
Did it hit the ceiling?
He was supposed to
Where?
spawn like 12 pieces of blue loot.
Blue loot.
Yeah.
What? This is wild.
Yeah.
Where's all the loot? Oh my god, that's exactly what Graves said. This is wild.
I gotta go.
Where the heck is the loot?
Scammed.
I just saw that. Yeah, this is how I feel. I feel scammed. Refund, Chris. Refund. What the
Let
heck
me go
is
check.
this?
Let me go quickly check if the trace hit the ceiling or not.
Oh, you're gonna go look up there? Oh, wanna go check out my world? Look at my cute castle.
Yeah,
It's
Graves, you go
cute.
check out the castle.
Cute
You can
castle.
go to
It's
check the
pretty.
keep here out.
It's pretty. It's gonna eventually be the portal, maybe to like the next world, which I think would be kind of cool.
He's a kitty. He's a
I
kitty.
think so too. I love kiting.
I'm an Emerald Iron jungler. Well, a couple seasons ago, I was Emerald with Iron, and then I was swapped to Shaco. Um, and I've been very
So I'm
slowly
gonna be
learning Shaco.
advancing this castle more. It's so funny because you can only see part of it, but I'm planning all up on the top is actually like stained glass up there, and it's gonna be a section where you can actually like up your skills up
Yeah.
here. But I I haven't opened it for everybody yet. So the portal was supposed to be at least a quick time for like a brief to go in there and go in up into this top area, which is like right here on my screen. It's like right up there. But because he was his boss was not like doing some of the things it should have done, which
Yep.
dropping loot is one of it. And we didn't get that portal up. So right up there in the top
Yeah.
is where we were should
So
have been
Graves,
going.
one aspect, like we are using a lot of just like pre-done stuff, and so that
Mhm.
entire keep is mostly pre-done from a Cinti Studios thing.
I
But
break it
then we
apart a
start
lot.
to cater it to how we do it. And so if you ever go on our YouTube channel, we started with this kind of
Mhm.
green, grassy prefab that Cinti Studios did,
Yes.
but then we slowly built it into this world we have now. And so it looks nothing like it did uh, before, but it's just one of those ways that we just like to start something, get something out there, use it as a playable space, and then kind of break it apart and work for it. You know, it's just like
And that was
it's
done
our
like
version of gray boxing. Like we don't like to do gray boxing where you just have
just boxes.
boxes
Yeah.
and stuff. Or we want to see something visual, get a visual like almost cinematic theming down for something, and then go from there. That's how we kind of do our placeholdering of stuff and things. So
This area up here is really pretty. It's like outside this cave. I really it's one of my favorite spots. Is over here. Um I'm in a weird time of the day where it's really dark for me, but like I said we're still working on that area because like I said we had to move and that kind of sucked like having to move like all of our stuff to a new house really sucked, but anyways now that we're actually living here we can actually start focusing on the things that were on our to-do list to do like 2 months ago and we didn't get to do them, so now we can start doing them, which I'm very excited for. Probably have a very big train right up here.
I'm attempting to get above ground, above the cave to see if that's where the loot spawned, but it's probably depopped.
Oh, that you can only do that if you're an enchanter. I mean, if you're a mage. You're not a
Yeah,
mage.
I'm almost at the point where I can jump over.
Oh, can you? Because I thought you would need to be a mage to blink in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the spot where I can just climb the wall, and I've gotten so close.
But yeah, I use a lot of the buildings that are module, and then I go and break it apart. Like this whole, mage tower is just individual assets that I made into something completely different. So that's kind of what I do, but because it is a very extensive part of the process. But then I go and change, like we go and change materials, and then we go and change because that's technically the pipeline in game development, right? A lot of people don't know that a lot of these 3D models are all stuff that either one were bought off the market, two they're semi using them, but then their in-house process, changes the material so that it looks different. When in reality, it's just assets they already had or they got from somewhere else because it's a faster process. And that's currently the pipeline, but a lot of people don't, not that you don't know that, but a lot of people, like players, don't really know that things aren't made a lot of the times by scratch. They kind of started with something and then they go and alter it. And that's such a common process in game development. But yeah, this was the mage building that's where one of our quests are at the beginning. It's find Weldon right over here. This guy. And then you go and you do tacos. So you go and get his thing and you basically eat tacos. So we have like three tacos. You get a
Oh, did you guys
quest
walk
here
out
and you get
already?
more
You already
tacos.
walked all the way out. I just jumped back down.
Yeah, we are over by
Okay,
tacos.
tacos.
Tacos, tacos.
Taco
Nice
Saturday.
to my taco quest. Nice to my tacos. I got a health pot for it.
But yeah, that was the very first pass of our raid boss. So It was like
Like
I
in
literally
a day.
designed everything and implemented everything in a day. So
Now we have to
uh,
fine tune it.
fine tune it, polish it up, and
Hmm.
again that goes back
Oh, see, look,
to
my rings are back. Look, my rings are back.
cool. So
See?
they saved properly then?
Yeah, but they didn't before.
Yeah,
Isn't that funny?
yeah, and we're totally going to like we're starting out with no instanced worlds, no instance dungeons and stuff. So um, everything's open world where people can kind of contest and fight over monsters,
Yeah.
and we think that's going to be a lot of fun for the social aspect of things. And
And we're planning that with that dragon that they actually have like some storyline to it too, which I'm working on now for the storyline for that. Because I really wanted to bring back a moment of the sleeper. I'm not sure if you ever remember that in if you ever heard about that from EverQuest days, but it wasn't identical to what I'm trying to do, but it is that mentality of the sleeper being that dragon that once you woke it up, it pretty much killed everyone. So I'm not going to have it kill everybody, but it's kind of like that fun moment of actually needing a whole bunch of people to be able to kill that
yeah,
dragon. So um, we're maybe thinking about it as like a flag moment. We're not too sure. We're kind of just testing around and figuring out what do we like, what don't we like, and that's kind of to me the best way to gray box and kind of like really experiment with design instead of just committing to something right away. Um, and that's kind of what I just like and enjoy about game development personally.
yeah. And we're constantly working towards that 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 perfect vertical slice that has everything we want in there.
Hmm.
And um, yeah, we're like right now we just give you every skill you have. But in the future, absolutely, we'll be doing more like oh, you start with one or
Oh
two
yes,
abilities and then you progress.
yeah.
The cheat tab is technically the progression tab, like where your talents would be. But we haven't even got even close to that point, right? So um, we're our main core thing was get the kind of character select stuff, get persistency going, get a main world you can level up in, and then we want the final component is one more level and to kind of showcase the zoning experience. And if you're not familiar with that, like EverQuest is like we're not doing a WoW styled where like you can just walk through everything and it seamlessly loads. It's very EverQuest zone based, and so you will have like or this zone will have like zone lines or objects you can click that will load you into the next level. And so we're going to have different dungeons and things and different worlds. And once we have that final next level, we have a completed vertical slice. At that point, we can start doubling down on content. And I know our next playtest, which will probably like who knows when our next playtest will be. It'll at least be in 3 months because we're trying to do an online playtest every quarter. And yeah, we have our swimming in and implemented, but we haven't placed it out through all the rivers. Uh,
Yeah, the rivers we have to
so
do still.
um, you can somehow get under. You have to find a edge to walk up type thing. But yeah, so once we have that, then okay, let's focus on some of our content related things. That's one of the reasons why I did the Dragon Boss, is because I wanted like a kind of a goal for people to go and try and do. And I just noticed a different bug. Uh, net relevancy is duplicating the party or team
Yeah, I'm
member.
really hoping that we do once we start putting in some components that like, scaling certain classes, scaling like to where they're in certain levels that they're actually getting certain abilities, feeling more of that weight. Um, I feel like we're going to be testing a lot sooner than like 3 months from now,
Yeah,
just because we want to start feeling them out and making sure that they sit right before we kind of commit to anything.
yeah,
Like I said, it was mainly the fact that we didn't do a playtest beforehand because we were moving. we had to move. We had like all of these things that were on our plate, and he was also working for like a stealth studio. So it was just like they had like this massive like deadline that they wanted to have done. And so it was kind of like, okay, well, he was working, 80-hour weeks kind of mentality. So it was like, okay, what can we do now that we're not working 80-hour weeks? Um, Now we're going to be able to like focus more on the things that we wanted to, but we wanted this first pass to be able to like, okay, we need save and load first. So that's like the most important thing. So that's what he's been doing as well. So
Mhm.
on the top of that, like the job mentality, he was also working on save and
Yeah.
load. So that was like the first thing, and then now we can like
And
go
on that
further.
front, the save and load aspect of things, it actually kind of achieved our so-called like full vertical slice because you log in to the character select server, and that server is completely different from this server. And then when you hit enter world, your character is being your client is being transferred from the character select server to the world server. And so that kind of philosophy is the same thing throughout the entire game, right? You might click into, the land and you'll transfer servers. And so having that work from the character select server to the world server, it's not going to be any different from the next worlds. So we technically have the completed vertical slice, and all of our kind of core tech is figured out and implemented. So now it's all about just doubling down. And we already have a ton of special mechanics that'll separate us from other MMOs planned. And so that's going to definitely be one of our next implementations, I think, for the next test is just getting some of our unique
Yeah, I
mechanics
think
in.
the next set's going to be really fun because this one's been more about like, oh, save and load. Um, Making sure servers are saving loot and making sure things are actually, hey, I can log off and come back in and still be level, 13. So those were things that we wanted to make sure came in first before the others. Because to me, it's like it's I want to make sure that it still feels like this mentality of that you're putting time to this account, right? And it feels like it's actually gaining a worth, like a value, for an example. That's what I feel like sometimes I'm not a huge fan of games like League of Legends, is just because it feels like, you enter a game, you do really well, and then it's just like you're kind of slashing it and you're having to do things all over again. It's like a brand new, fresh shape. But to me, like MMO shouldn't feel that way. They should be like this mentality of you're investing time in on something that eventually gets bigger, bigger, and stronger and stronger. And that time doesn't feel like it's been wasted. So that's one thing I want to make sure it feels like. And I was like, how am I supposed to do that if save and load's not here? So um,
Yeah.
that was our
And I
priority
only had like three. I only started like after our last playtest. I couldn't work on Roots to Ruins Terran for probably like 2 months. So because of our move, because of some other work, and so I only really had 3 to 4 weeks to kind of figure out the save and load stuff and get our final things in. And that's why I was like, I did a raid boss design in a day. That was one of my prior streams, just to kind of like get something in there to test, to test and figure out and see what's working and what's not working, and um, kind of start the iteration and polish process on our first kind of dragon fight and raid fight. I completely
Oh, that'd be
understand this has
great.
been an extremely fun experience, and I'll be following along very close to you. I'll shoot us some good ideas sometime, try to help and test when I hear and when I can. Thank you guys for a warm welcome, and I look forward to watching and participating in the development of our RT. I got to work in the morning, so I head out. Thank you again.
Well, go to bed, have good dreams, and drink water.
Yeah.
Listen to your girlfriend and drink water. Yes, drink the water. Just look at it and go, I'm committing, and I'm just gonna drink this.
Yeah.
Just do it. You know. That's what I would tell him. I was like, just drink it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, yeah, come on, you can you
Do you
just
have
drink it?
just as a random question any like others? I know you think you said the frames dropped in the tunnel, obviously, and we're definitely aware of that. Did you
Yeah,
have
it was
any?
in the house that I told you was destroyed.
Um, did you have any other performance issues or anything like that?
I'll look at it and drink a Coke.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yep.
No, no. Uh,
And we're always curious. I don't know where, like, what location you're based, if you're comfortable sharing that or whatever. But we're always curious how your like latency ping stuff uh, was doing during the process too. Um, we're lagging a lot because we're streaming to like
we're
5
over
places, but
in the Bay Area, San Francisco area.
and it's a U.S. West server running in PlayFab. So we're always like, our last playtest, we had people log in from several
Yeah.
different countries, and there's people like, even with that 150-ish to 250-ish ping, they were still having a great experience. So we're always curious about like how
Yeah.
they, if there's any like rubber banding for you or um, network performance things.
It is so warm all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I feel like it is so warm.
I know. I'm probably gonna be stopping my LinkedIn stream. I'll stop it in like 13 minutes.
Yes.
Um, just to end at the 1:30 mark.
Well, I want to go walk the dog soon
Okay.
because I fed him and I do not want him to poop on my floor.
Did you
Too
want
cute,
to
not much sugar. Poop on the floor.
do we want to stop our stream tonight and then we can do maybe a little bit more
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna be on. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing this a lot more now that we're not having to worry about moving. That was a pain. That was like exhausting, and
Yeah.
I feel like that just like hit my ADHD like times bazillion. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, great. I only have 50 things, and I have to be in 50 different places all at once. Because we were like doing the online stream and everything. It was just like I had so much on my plate to do, and apparently not enough time to do it in like 60 days. I had to do it in
Awesome.
60
That's good to
days.
hear, Graves.
It's very dodgy.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes,
This was a fun little
definitely
playtest
follow
session.
along if you can.
Uh, to my LinkedIn viewers, thank you so much for checking us out. If any questions, come to our Discord. Um, just search up
I will
Ruins of
put in the
Tearyn.
link there.
Um, yeah, that's probably a smart idea, right?
Just because I'm not sure if it's in LinkedIn, I don't know
Yeah,
how
I don't know
LinkedIn
how.
works. I
This is
really
a
don't.
first for
It's
me too. So
so I don't even know
copy
if they
link.
have that information
Here's
there.
our
I have
Discord.
no idea where Twitch does,
Um,
but not LinkedIn. I don't think. I don't think that is not for
and
sure on that one.
let me
Next time
link
I'll
our
have my
YouTube.
MSI afterburner look porn. That would be perfect. Well, thanks for having like joining us. We appreciate it. Yay! Talk to you soon, Graves. Thank you again for coming. I want to add a character menu to the test as well. Character select menu.
All right, for my LinkedIn viewers,